This is a very passionate podcast. I'm Mario.
Super very passionate people.
I'm very passionate.
Very, very passionate about it.
Very passionate people.
She's one of the most passionate people.
Or maybe you don't know shit and you want to learn from the best.
Very passionate. Welcome back to the podcast of I Am Very Passionate. This is Mario.
I'm Jessica.
And welcome to our show.
Yep.
So I just got back from Savannah.
Yeah.
I feel recharged, galvanized, and I'm ready to take the crown.
He's a little bit pink. He got some sun.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice.
Your face is pink, unless you're really hot right now.
I'm not really hot right now.
Then your face is pink.
Oh my God.
You got some sun.
I didn't even go outside. I was outside a lot, but I don't know.
Tell me what you did, because I've never been to Savannah.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been.
Okay, so I didn't do too much. So I went to visit my best friend Nicole.
Okay.
And we have that friendship where you don't have to entertain you. You just chill on the couch looking at memes together or whatever.
Best friends.
Best friends, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We just chill. And her son was there, so I spent a lot of time with her son because I've been
This is the friend with the kid.
Yes.
That this is the only child you actually interact with.
regularly. Yes.
Yeah.
I text him all the time, because we're in a group text, and so we text Pokemon stuff because we all play Pokemon Go together.
That's right. Yep.
And so he's a super awesome kid. Love having him in my life. I've literally known him since he was 4. Now he's almost 14.
Oh, I didn't realize he was that old. I thought he was a kid.
He was a kid when I met him in college. I used to babysit him. So now he's grown. I don't know. It's strange seeing him so grown now. He's as tall as his mom. She's 5'4", which isn't tall, but he's so skinny. Because he's just he literally has grown 4 inches in the last 2 months.
I get it. My nephew's 14. I've known him since he was 1. It's weird.
It's so weird. And he's starting to develop not facial features. Of course you have facial features, but your adult facial features.
Yeah, his head is stopping growing.
His face is chiseling out, and he's getting a jaw, and I'm just oh my God. So I just remember
cute.
when you were just short and pudgy with little glasses, and now you're handsome. And you're just oh, look at you growing up.
Look at you go.
But we hung out. I helped him do homework because every time I go,
they live in Savannah, right?
They do live in Savannah.
Okay.
And we just, hung out. I played video games with him. He loves Lego Worlds, so we played Lego Worlds. We just ran around, did things, got caught in the rain because it rained a lot while I was there.
And he was safe inside Target.
Oh my gosh, no, there was a storm so bad. It knocked down power lines, trees were down.
You got there before the storm hit or right?
I was in Target because there's a huge accident on Abercorn, which is the main road through Savannah. And it was blocking going to her house because she lives in Georgetown. So that's you go past the Savannah Mall and then you're in Georgetown.
Okay.
And so right in front of the Savannah Mall, there's this huge, awful car accident. The car was flipped. They had to take off all 4 doors to get everybody out.
Oh my God.
It was a bad accident. And that happened at 10. And we were stuck in town until, because it would have been 45 minutes to drive around. And it's we can just hang out in town. We wanted to do stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But we were we did not get to go home until after 3.
In the morning?
No, 3 p.m.
Oh, 3
So
p.m.
it was 10 a.m.
Okay.
to 3 p.m. It took them that long to clear. It was that bad.
Wow.
And so we were well, let's just hang out in Target because we fucking love Target, of course, because we're those millennials. And we just shopped and hung out in the Starbucks cafe thing and and what have you. And it was nice, but then we felt bad because we didn't realize it was going to storm this bad. And so her son usually she usually picks him up, but they live maybe a mile away, so he'll walk home sometimes. So she's like, just go ahead and walk home. We can't make it home. Fine, whatever. And then it starts storming, and he walked home in the storm.
Aww.
He was soaked to his underwear. It was so bad. Everything in his book bag was soaked because they have to have those stupid mesh book bags.
Right.
It was, but he was fine. He wasn't upset or anything.
Yeah.
He was I just had to go home. But the storm was so bad, we had to hang out in Target until it was done. And the power went out, and it was crazy. But, the whole time, it stormed, it rained every single day there. But it was so humid. I forgot how humid it was living there, because I lived there for 4 years.
That's where he went to college.
Yeah, and I love it there. But I forgot how humid it was. And it caught me off guard. It was literally 90% humidity or more every single day. But my skin looks great. My skin, is super soft and not dry.
Yeah, you look moisturized.
I did moisturize, of course.
I heavily moisturized this morning.
I normally don't heavily moistrize, but
my skin is super dry.
Mine is too.
And oily right now.
But it was so nice. My skin's going to start cracking, I'm sure, now that I'm here. Because even though we're only 4 hours, we're not by the ocean.
Right.
And that makes the big difference.
No, my skin looks great at the ocean.
But we did just hang out for most of the week. I went to my favorite restaurant, the Noodle Bowl.
Oh, the Noodle
in
Bowl.
Savannah. They have the best pad thai. We can post a picture because I took like 5 pictures.
Oh, yeah.
We went twice because it's my favorite. I got to meet... So my best friend Nicole's sister, Chrissy, I'm also friends with. And she has 2 of the cutest, like, babies ever. And, I'm not a big baby person. But...
Neither am I.
But they're so stinking cute. They have their own Instagram. It's called Perfectly Alexander. Follow it if you want. If you want to see them, they're super, super cute. Let me show you a picture really quick.
It's the one that caused it. Sorry, guys. We had some technical difficulties. Our episode stopped recording because I was taking out my braids, and I believe that my long-ass dry hair stopped the recording.
Maybe, but that's okay. I mean, we didn't really miss too much. But essentially, we're just gushing about how adorable my friend Chrissy's Irish twin daughters are. And
Perfectly Alexander on Instagram.com. They are cute.
They're very cute. And they have
Look at her big head.
It's a cute head, though.
It's cute, but she's big. My daughter was an odd-looking baby.
She looks like what are they called? Is it a Blythe doll?
Yeah. Yeah, she looks like an LOL.
Or an LOL, yeah. Definitely. But, no, they have over 700 followers on Instagram. They're pretty popular.
That's Danny. See, he was a cute baby. With his eczema.
Oh, is that common? Baby, oh my gosh. He's a really cute baby there. I mean, he looks the same.
Yeah.
She has a cute son. He's super cute.
My kids are really beautiful, thank God, because Daniel and I were awkward-looking kids. It was terrible.
But anyway, I got to hang out with her, and it wasn't bad or anything. Like, I enjoyed my time with the baby.
What fun thing did you... Oh, you went to a drag show.
I did go to a drag show. So, we were supposed to go see the Bee Gees, too, that Bee Gees revival thing.
You didn't go?
We didn't go because they sold out. Like, we were terrible and last-minute people.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And, I mean, it was on Tybee Island, and Tybee Island is 97% white, so, of course, it was going to sell out.
Bee Gees are wonderful. They transcend. It's fine.
They do, but I guarantee you I would have been the only person of color there if I was.
So how was the drag show?
The drag show was different. Like,
Not
I've been
good?
to... It's not that it wasn't good. It wasn't what I expected. Like,
okay.
So we saw Aja from RuPaul's Drag Race, and she's great. She's an amazing drag queen. She can do incredible dancing. She's just super fucking talented. She's usually super high fashion and everything. Like, she's it. And so that's why I was so surprised, because I've seen a lot of Ru girls. I've seen Morgan McMichaels. I saw Raja, who won season 3. I saw Sharon Needles, who won season 4. I saw Jinx Monsoon, who won season 5. I've seen... Who else? I've seen a lot of them, essentially. So I've seen quite a few drag queens. And usually what'll happen is the core cast of Club 1 will each do a number, and then... the featured girl will come out and do like 2 numbers, and then they'll do 4 more like each girl like of the main cast of the Club 1 Cabaret will do another number, and then she'll come out and do another one. That wasn't the case this time.
Okay.
Like I'm pretty sure they each did 1 number, and then Aja came out with like a guy, and they just rapped the whole time, and it was a rap concert, and like nobody was expecting this. Like we were expecting like...
Was it good though?
It wasn't bad. It's just it wasn't my kind of music. I didn't know the words. I didn't know the song, so I couldn't really feel it. Like they did do a song by Cupcake as like their final song, and of course I knew that song, but everything else I was just like, yeah, like, and they're trying to hype everybody up. Like a quarter of the
people
crowd outright left halfway through because they did like 8 songs. You're like, oh my god, like guys, what the fuck?
Oh.
And so like there's usually a 10 o'clock show and a 12 o'clock show, and I usually stay for both, but this time I was like, we're just gonna go.
Really?
Yes. And it wasn't that it was bad. Like because I also bought a meet and greet, so between the 2 shows they did the meet and greet.
Okay.
And like the line for the meet and greet was crazy long, but we were pretty much close to the front, so I figured like they're not going to start this on time. We're going to be here until like 3-4 in the morning. I wanted to leave by 10 today to get home so we could record. So I was like, let's just go. And plus my friend had a headache because it was so loud. I don't know. It was just very different. But Aja also was barely in drag. I don't even think she was tucked. And like you could see a bulge. And I mean, I will say, newts have leaked. She has a big dick.
So maybe she's trying something different.
I think so. And like I was talking to my friend about it, and he's like a big Drag Race fan as well, my friend Robert. And he said like he's alienated a lot of people because he's like they've done club flyers like this, and instead of Aja coming out in drag. Aja comes out as a boy and performs, and people were pissed. So I think that's why she's doing...
why?
I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to be... Because, like, Aja is gender fluid, I believe. And so they...
Oh, no. Well, I'm totally supportive of that. But if you're doing a drag show...
Yeah, you should come out in drag.
You should come out in drag.
And so I think that's why they were wearing what they're wearing. They were wearing, like, matching, like... Well, not matching... Well, it was matching, but they weren't both wearing the same thing. The guy was wearing, like, a onesie.
Yeah.
But, like, it was, like, a designed onesie, so it looked like a romper or something, but it was a full body.
Yeah.
It was a jumpsuit. And then she was wearing something similar, but instead of wearing, like, that, she just had pants on. They looked kind of like neoprene or, like, sweatpant material.
Yeah.
And then she just had a bra on and, like, something on her arm. And that was it. And I was like, this queen... And then a wig, of course. But, like, this queen is, like, known for her looks. Like, she has amazing, like, high-fashion looks. Maybe she is. Maybe she's trying to do something different. Right on, but, like...
Yeah, you should. I mean, if you want to, you should. But not, like, where's the
I feel like it should have been advertised that way. And so I was just caught very much off guard. I met her. She was so fucking sweet. And she did something very important that I think all drag queens, especially drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race... should do because they have such a platform. Before the end of the show, like at the end of the, like when she was finished, she gave like a little speech about thanking everybody, but she also wanted to bring attention because there was so many straight people there, and she's like, "Oh, like this is directly directed to the straight people."
Yeah.
And even like even to like gay guys, because a lot of gay guys are this way, but essentially just talking about how hard it is for trans people in the community, and how they have an exponentially lower life expectancy. I think like the life expectancy for a trans person of color is like 37. Like it is disgustingly slow because they get murdered constantly, or they kill themselves because they have no support. And so she just pretty much talked about the importance of supporting trans people and being there for trans people and being willing to stick up for trans people and not let people put them down. And I think that's really important because...
She used her platform.
Exactly, and I absolutely love her.
Or should I say he, because he came out...
They.
Okay. Well,
I think she's gender neutral.
So they... Okay.
She uses they pronouns.
So they use their platform.
They use their platform, and I'm super grateful. And, like, even at the meet and greet, like, they were super nice, and, like, we hugged and took a picture or whatever, and then...
Oh, send me pictures.
We'll see. I didn't like the picture. I was like blinking. I didn't like
it.
I'll send you pictures of the performance. But also, like, we got there late because my friend Nicole's late to everything, so we had to stand, and I was kind of pissed about that. But like, where we were, luckily half the crowd or a quarter of the crowd left, so
we got to see. Yeah, good.
But it was just weird. But anyway, meeting her, she was super nice, or they were super nice. And it was a cool time. I just didn't stay for the second half.
Yeah.
Because it was so late. By the time we left, like the second show was supposed to start at 12:30, and we were leaving at like 12:20, and the line was still super long for the meet and greet. So like they weren't going to start until like 1:30.
Oh, I'm glad.
And
you
I was like,
then.
I'm not, because I had to be up early tomorrow anyway. But it was a good time. It was a really good time. It was very strange. I was very anxious.
Why? Just because it was different?
No. I was anxious in anticipation of going. Ever since like the Pulse nightclub shooting, I've been really anxious to go to a gay club. Just because it's a target, especially in the South. And so like the whole day I was sick, and I was like, no. Like
I really like it when they pat people down at the clubs now.
Oh, well, they didn't do that here. Or at least they didn't do it to me, because maybe they recognized because I've been there before. But
no, I don't know. We only go to one club here, and it's the Latin Club on Saturday nights, and we get patted down every time we go.
Really?
We've been going there consistently for the last, 5 years. So,
but it was cool. And then also, that Saturday was also Leopold's 100th birthday
party.
party.
Ice cream thing.
So it was like a big block party. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was $1 scoop, as opposed to, $5 for a scoop.
$5 for a scoop.
The ice cream's fucking amazing.
Okay. $5 though for a scoop?
Well, it's not a scoop. It's like a small, a medium, but pretty much.
Oh.
So you could get a small or I think it was a medium for $1.
Oh, okay.
It was good. But then we also went to Paris Market and got an Alfagaro. Have you ever had an Alfagaro? It's I took a picture. It's essentially, you get a scoop of ice cream, and it's Leopold's ice cream. And they put a shot of espresso over it. It's fucking delicious.
Have you ever tried wine on ice cream?
No.
Wine on vanilla ice cream, not even a dessert wine. It can be a rich red. Is
well,
really
I would believe
good.
it because the sugar from the vanilla. I feel like if you did a Moscato, it would be too sweet.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know because I don't drink Moscato. Yeah,
shameful. No.
I poured a Syrah over vanilla ice cream. It's so good.
That sounds good. I should try it.
You should. It's really amazing.
But then I'd have to buy red wine, and I wouldn't drink.
Just for ice cream, a little topper.
Maybe.
So...
What?
I found out the next drag show here.
When?
It's the 31st.
Of this month?
Mm-hmm.
What's the 31st?
It's a Saturday, I believe. And it's called Rainbow Nights at the Cantina. So you can follow it online. It's the Rainbow Nights at the Cantina.
Well, hopefully I'll be working weekends then. Or not working weekends then.
Well, take a Saturday off.
It's a Sunday.
Take a Sunday off.
I can't. There's not enough time. That's literally next weekend. Well, the weekend after next.
It's 2 weeks.
I could see. But it all depends on if somebody has it.
Just try.
But also, what if I'm off? Because...
Yeah, if you're off, then we're going. And if you're not, then you're going to just ask off and we'll be fine.
Yeah. Or... Nah. I'm joking. I would never.
Like, this is their...
Cool.
Yeah. It's a picture of... I'm going to post it because I'm really excited about it. No one else is doing it. We walked by the Cantina today.
I don't even know where the Cantina is.
It's downtown. It's,
okay.
Have you ever heard of Candy O'Hara?
No.
Colonna Blue?
No.
Cherry O'Cherry?
No.
Tiffany Nicole?
No.
Sayure?
No.
I think these are all locals.
Probably, and that's why I haven't heard of them.
Yeah.
They could have
exciting.
They could have been at that one drag event I tried to go to at that one club in Alabama that got destroyed by the tornado.
I'm pretty sure I know Candy O'Hara, but I only know Candy O'Hara as her male ego because he goes to... We have a local historic theater here, and they have something called No Shame on Friday nights. Mm-hmm. People go up and perform different pieces. It's anything. It can be spoken word. It can be a song. It can be a Bible reading, but he would go and tell stories and do comedy in his male form. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure that I've met Candy O'Hara, and I think Candy is big here,
That's
in
good.
our cute. So I don't know. I want to go. I want to go.
I'll go if I have it off. I'll go.
Okay.
That'd be fun. I love a drag show, and I want more traditional drag show.
Yeah.
No offense to what it was, because I'm grateful.
Well, it should have been advertised as something different than a drag show.
Yeah, I mean, it was still a drag show in the sense that the local drag performers performed before she did.
But the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. But it was a good time. It was a good time.
That's all that matters.
I bought a new sketchbook. I'm excited.
Yay.
I've been drawing more lately.
Mm-hmm,
so I figured I could get it. And it was on sale, too. It was not even $5. And it's a big one, one of the 8x11s.
That's good.
And it's hardbound, so when it's done, I can just put it on my shelf and it'll look nice. Yeah. I'm excited. It's gray. I had a great time. I know, just being around people who matter to you, where you don't have to force a conversation or feel obligated to entertain each other. It's just really refreshing. It's so comforting. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was wonderful. I'm so grateful for my friend Nicole for letting me stay with her. Oh, I mean, I have a key to her apartment because I go.
That's aww.
It's a Mickey Mouse key. It's super cute. Actually, do I have it on my keychain right now? I think no. I took it off because it's super heavy.
Oh.
It's like an enamel key. It's.
Oh, I love those.
They're cute. But anyway, sorry. I had a great time. I feel great.
He looks great.
Thanks. I tried not to focus on the news too much.
Good.
I tried not to think about work too much, despite everybody fucking calling me about work.
I called about one
thing. That was one thing. That was one thing, and that was totally different.
And I thought you didn't know, and I wanted you to know.
No, I was the one who went to him and was like, look.
Yeah, I did.
And I even told him, this is affecting my mental health.
Yeah.
Because it really is. Be working...
So work...
and then my paycheck was not much bigger. It was $50 more.
Yeah, I told you.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. I was expecting more money. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, it's 8% more. It's 8%.
Not 8%. I don't know why they say that. It's not 8%. It's 5% and 3% for... Well, sorry, what we're talking about is if you work weekends, you get a weekend differential. Everyone kept saying 8%. It's not 8%. So we're going to talk about what I did this weekend while Mario was battling out storms and going to partially disappointing drag shows.
Oh, it was just...
So I worked Saturday and I'm preparing myself. Okay. I went to... So something happened with the bathrooms and they were
they're being repaired.
No. They supposedly had finished and the one that we always go to right there was available again. But something happened in that bathroom, so they shut down the bathrooms in the building and then opened the Port-A-Potties, which those are usually locked on the weekends.
We have Port-A-Potties in our parking lot right now because of this.
They're renovating our bathrooms.
And they're those fancy
No, they're gorgeous.
They actually
beautiful.
I prefer them to the bathroom.
Yeah, they're really
clean.
Whatever company this is, I'll find out and post it because it is.
It's royalty restrooms or something like that.
And it's like that. They have potted plants and
art decoration.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's really
not
nice.
A porta potty. Anyway.
It's a pooping experience.
It is. I went on my last smoke break and
They're just normal breaks, but she chooses to smoke.
Yeah, that's true. I went
she smokes,
on my smoke break, and I said, okay, let me get my phone out of my car, take my little 15 minutes and relax. It's like I have to go to the bathroom, but they sent out an email saying that our bathrooms in the back were open. So I tried one bathroom, and it wasn't open. I thought, well, maybe they only chose, like, selected bathrooms. So I went to another one. I went to the one where it was just, like, you walk in and it's the stall instead of the one that has multiple stalls. Oh,
I never use those. Like, I want my privacy. Yeah.
I've never been in there, so I don't know, but I've seen it. It looks really cool. I would also like to point out that I have never used the Port-A-Potties at work.
Oh, this is your first time?
This is my first time. And the light was on, and it was, like, vacant. So I went in, and I went potty, and I had 3% left on my phone. And when I washed my hands to leave, I was locked in the Port-A-Potty.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine now. And I, like, couldn't believe it. I was like, no, I'm not. And it just has, like, this left and right slide lock. So, like, it was the actual door handle that wouldn't open.
So did somebody come in and lock it behind you?
I don't know what happened. I figured it out, though. So hold on. And so I start, like, freaking out. And I didn't know that I was terrified of, like, being locked in a room. I didn't realize. It's never happened to me before. So I didn't know. So I was like, do I call 911? I was like, nope, don't do that. So I decided that because I had 3% left, I was going to call our bank's line because I don't have the desk numbers of my supervisors, and our supervisors don't have their cell phones.
Right.
So I have to call the bank line, get through the customer service line. I was like, please don't be in queue. Please go directly to the credit card department. My desk neighbor, Shartia, picks up. I let her get through her greeting. And I was telling myself, I was like, you can't cry. Because if you cry, you'll never get the words out and no one will find you. Because I had been pounding on the door and nobody was helping me. So nobody was outside because it's been astronomically hot here. I think it hit like 102 Saturday.
Yeah.
So nobody was going outside. And so I was pounding on the door. Nobody would help me. And so I got Shartia and I was like, Shartia, it's Jessica, your neighbor. I was like, I am locked in the Port-A-Potty to the left of the back door. Can you please get Kim? And she said, do you want me to put Kim on the line? I was like, nope, just get out here. And so she was like, okay. And so, like, I was like, I'm going to call Daniel because I'm not having a panic attack. They're not going to open this door and I'm going to be in full-blown hyperventilation. Like, I'm not doing it. So I called Daniel and he was like, oh my God, are you okay? Do I need to come up there? I was like, Kim's supposed to be coming. I was like, but if she's not here in 10 minutes, like, I'm calling 911. And he was like, text me in 5. I'll be up there if you're not there. And he was like, jam your shoulder against the door, like push through. I was like, I can't. Like, it's not, they won't do anything.
Yeah.
And so then I started pounding on the door right when I was about to call Daniel. Kim knocked and she goes, oh my God, Jessica!
Sounds just like her.
And I was like, yes. And so she opened, the security guy opened the door and he was like, how long have you been in here? I was like, 5 minutes. At this point, though, the tears started stinging, so I wasn't looking at anybody. And Kim turned around and she goes, are you okay? And I went, yeah. And she was like, you're not okay. And she said, I'm putting your phone in a different code and you're going to walk around until you calm down. So I did. And I walked around and I drank water and I tried to calm down and I couldn't calm down. And I was still crying and I went to my desk and I was still crying. And I was like, please, I was like, I have to break down and I need to, like, I cannot be here. I have, like, I feel my eyes watering. I was like, I need to go home. I can't do it here. So they let me OWAP for the rest of the day. I was so emotionally
That's traumatic, though. That's fucking traumatic.
I was really scared. I thought I was going to die in that Port-A-Potty because it was, like, the end of all the weekend shifts. Like, it was at 2-something. No one was going to be there. I had nothing on my phone. Like, what if I hadn't had my phone on me? Like, what if I didn't go to my car first?
Yeah.
I would have been locked in there pounding on the door until someone left at 4.
That's awful.
Like, I would have I don't know. Like, I had a full-on, like, meltdown, came home, like, cried a little bit, and then went about my day.
Sorry.
So, no, it's fine. Damaris really wanted ice cream because I had family dinner yesterday, so we went to go try the new dairy-free ice cream at Baskin-Robbins.
Oh, how's that?
It's different.
Is it a texture?
No, not at all. It's a flavor. It's made with almond butter.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it tastes different, but it's good. But I will say I did not feel, like, fat, bloated, heavy afterwards. Like, it was great. And I got chocolate chip cookie dough. So try it. Definitely try it. Give it a chance, because obviously it's not going to taste like regular ice cream. But it was really good. I really, really enjoyed it.
That sounds good.
And then today, well, I watched my first, like, UFC fight.
Oh?
I used to never watch.
How macho?
I know, but it was really fun. Like, Daniel and I, like, got drunk and watched UFC. And
Who was
great.
it?
It was a bunch of different people.
Okay. Have you heard about, like, that Conor McGregor controversy?
So I saw the last Conor McGregor fight. I forget where he fought, but Daniel and I went to go watch it somewhere. And I was eating food. I think I was pregnant, so I wasn't really paying
This
attention.
wasn't, like, a fight.
No, he, like, beat up his opponent's, like, friends after he kicked his ass in the ring, too. So that's the last thing I knew about Conor McGregor.
Well, is that the thing where he attacked the bus?
The bus, no.
He, like, attacked a bus.
I know, I don't know.
But then also, he was, like, at a pub promoting his alcohol.
Yeah.
And I guess this old man, like, made a comment or something and he didn't like it. And he turned his back and he punched the man in the side of the head.
Yeah, he's really controversial.
Yeah, he just...
I know nothing about UFC, and I know that he's controversial.
Yeah, he's just...
But I had a great time. Daniel and I watched together and, like, just talk shit, and I learned a lot. Like, I learned a lot of different... I normally don't watch UFC. I will sometimes sit in the living room and knit or crochet. Mm-hmm. But Daniel actually was like, do you want to watch the fight with me? And I was like, yes. Mm-hmm. So I had to do it, because normally I'll watch Gilmore Girls do a face mask. But it was a lot of fun. I'll do it again. It was cool. Great. I don't know that I'm like a UFC
fan.
Yeah, like I'm not going to go
but like you'll
out
partake.
of my way. Yeah, I'll have fun and watch.
Now, speaking of crochet... I did want to bring it to attention because I don't know if you guys know this, but Jessica and I both are both avid crocheters. We're both very good at it.
Mm-hmm. Mario's better.
I am. No, I don't know about that.
He's helped me a lot. No. I learned a lot from him.
But you're better at certain things. Like, you're better at larger format things. Like, I do small...
Only because you don't do them. If you did them, you finished a blanket faster than I did.
I'm just fast. I'm fast, though.
You're better. He's better.
But anyway... I tend to do more, like, three-dimensional things.
Which I learned from you, which has been a lot of fun.
We'll post pictures of some of our projects. But Lizzo has a crocheted doll of herself. Somebody made her one, and I really want to make one now. It's super fucking cute. She has the flute and everything.
No, the flute is really cool. Did you see what they used to make the buttons? Like, they used, I don't know what they're called, the snaps. Like, the snaps that you can sew into clothes. You know how they come in two parts? Mm-hmm. They use one half. Because I've been analyzing that picture.
Oh, are you planning on making one too?
I want to.
Should we make one before you leave?
I don't know that we will be able to. I'm not that fast.
I am.
We can look. I'll help you. I'll give you ideas. I'll help you write out the pattern, whatever you want.
Oh my gosh, yes, that'd be so fun. I don't know. She's so cute.
Really cute too.
It's so cute.
And
I really want one.
That she's calling it her son.
Oh, I know.
Even though it's her, she's like, "Don't talk to me and my son ever again." And I was like, "This bitch."
Well, that's a reference to me.
No, I know, but still.
But I love her. I started listening to her album or her EP before Cause I Love You, the Coconut Oil EP. It's really good. But I mean, I knew the song. What is it?
I feel like I know almost all her songs now.
I don't. Like I started listening because of she was on RuPaul's Drag Race and they lip synced to one song and it's a good ass fucking song.
Which one?
Oh my god, I don't remember the name now. But you know what? I have it in my library. And I was like, okay, I like her. I'm feeling her.
If you hear any snapping, that's my knees.
That's her toes.
It's my knees. My legs are hurting today. We did a lot of walking. Oh, I took my son to the comic book thing at the Coca-Cola Space Science Center today. It was
good as hell.
Huh? Good as hell. Yeah, feeling good as hell.
It's a good song. So I was like, let me listen to the rest of this album. Because I've had that on my playlist for a minute now.
No, it's really good. The comic book thing was fun. My kids both got 2 comics. And then we went to a local restaurant and we walked to the Old Fashioned Candy store. And we came home. It was a good weekend. I like being off on Sundays.
I bet. I mean, I like being off on the weekends. But
I haven't been off on the weekends in almost 2 years. So this is nice. It's like my second weekend.
Yeah, well, you're going to have a full weekend soon.
Yeah, I know. My schedule's changing again. So I'm trying to take the positive.
Exactly. Enjoy the time with your family.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
I don't want my schedule to change again, though.
But no, we had a pretty good weekend. I hope you had a great one, too. But we did want to go ahead and move on to our first topic of the week. We're back to our normal format, I'd say, for the most part.
Yeah.
And
I don't feel like we have a set format, but the one that we follow the majority of the time.
Exactly. So, like, I've been gushing to Jessica about Booksmart.
Oh, my God, yes.
And she finally watched it.
I did. It was so good. And from the first scene, I knew I was going to love the movie.
Yes, I'm so glad. So we'll get into that in just a moment.
Yeah.
But we'll be right back after this break. Right, and... Oh, sorry. Our phones just kissed. Oh my gosh.
You're kissing phone.
An interracial relationship. A Google and an iPhone.
Did make beautiful babies.
Society won't allow it.
Ugh.
But anyway, welcome back. We're here to talk about probably one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, hands
easily. Booksmart.
So good.
It's directed by Olivia Wilde.
It comes out for rental on August 27th, I believe. So if you haven't seen it, want to rent it, it'll be available at that time.
Please support it monetarily if you can. I'm planning on buying the DVD or the Blu-ray.
I think
just because
buy it digitally.
I think it's a good ass fucking movie, and
it's really
it did
good.
not do well in the box office. But the distributor of the movie is notorious for just fucking over the movies that they distribute.
Who's the distributor?
I don't remember the name, but I was.
Who was the director and the writer? Olivia Wilde. Olivia Wilde,
the actress Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, and she did a great fucking
It was
job.
so good. It's super feminist, and I was here for it. Like, the intro is amazing, where she's doing the meditation, and then it's like, fuck that.
Oh my god! So it's like this: you are strong. You can handle anything. You can move forward. If anyone tries to stand in your way, like to this beautiful meditation music in the background. And she's just like in her happy place. And then it says, fuck them. And I went, where do I get meditation with cursing? That's everything. It's so good.
And like, it's a very...
August 20th. I'm totally wrong.
Oh, good. Sooner than it.
So Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Tuesday. It is amazing.
It's really good. So
I'm going to link...
If you haven't seen it, it's essentially Superbad, but with girls,
and also kind of like The Hangover.
I guess.
The whole like trying to find something and ending up in different like, situations. Yeah.
I could see that. I could totally see that. Well, I mean, I see that as Superbad too, but it's also so it's the main girl, Beanie Feinstein, is Jonah Hill's little sister,
and he was just like him.
They look very much alike.
And there were times where she would like. Make her face, and I'd be like, "Oh, that's him."
Totally,
I really like him.
And the thing I really liked about the movie is it explored a lot of different themes that I think a lot of mainstream movies don't really explore, like female friendship and like the importance of supporting your female friends and not putting each other down. Like the whole part, there's a part.
No, that was my favorite part.
Where they're reaffirming each other?
Where they just constantly reaffirm each other. She's like, I need my inhaler. You just took my breath away.
Because essentially...
Look at you, I'm blinded by, oh my God. I'm going to start talking to Sheena like that.
You need to. So they're going out... So the premise of the movie... I feel like I'm just assuming everybody knows. So the premise of the movie is these two best friends. They're the valedictorian and salutatorian of their high school class. They're about to graduate.
They worked their asses off.
They busted their asses to get there. They both got into amazing schools. Like, they're super fucking excited.
Stanford and Columbia.
Right.
Yep.
And...
nope, Yale and Columbia.
Yale and Columbia. And the last day of school comes, and the Beanie Feinstein's character finds out that all their other classmates got into the same schools as them.
Like, really good schools.
And they see them as slackers.
And one of them didn't even get into school. Like, he got a 6-figure job coding for Google.
Exactly.
Yeah. And she has a meltdown.
She has a meltdown thinking, holy fuck, we've just wasted our entire high school life.
And everybody else did it right and they did it wrong.
I think that's one of my favorite scenes, though. She has the meltdown, and then it cuts to them, like...
trying to celebrate in their dorky way.
Yeah, they're like on like this cliff, like overlooking the city, eating cake.
Yeah.
And she's just staring, and her friend's playing like a mandolin.
Yeah.
And she's like, if you don't start talking soon, we're going to go to the emergency room. And their relationship is so cute.
So they basically end up trying to cram all of like their high school fun into one party one night.
Yes, they want to say they've gone to a party.
Yeah, they want to say they've gone to a party
school.
and they experience a bunch of things. And they end up at all these wacky situations and murder mystery dinners and different kinds of parties on yachts, and like they do Asian waska,
which is ayahuasca but Asian.
Yeah, so it's Asian waska. It's really funny. They have some great characters.
Oh my god, my favorite,
gay guys.
The gay guy with the glasses.
Yeah,
when he
great.
sings Alanis Morissette,
yeah.
I die every time.
But I died when what's her name sang. I was very impressed.
She was good. Yes.
She's my out of all the characters, I love Gigi.
Gigi's so good. So Gigi's played by Billie Lourd. She's played by Billie Lourd, who is Carrie Fisher's daughter, and she stole the fucking show.
No, she was great.
She, like, literally teleported everywhere. Like, I don't understand. Like, you're not supposed to. It's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah. How are you here? It's just really fun. Gigi's a free spirit, and she's wild, and she does whatever she wants, and she's just my spirit animal. And I thought Gigi was great. But I actually So Beanie Feinstein's character was amazing, but I actually preferred her friend.
Oh, I did too. I did too.
I actually was really in love with Amy's character.
Amy was such a good character. Like she's a lesbian, like a lesbian.
But, like, you meet her and she's a lesbian. So
of course,
there's no like coming out.
Yeah, like everybody, her family's cool with it. Her parents are super supportive. Lisa Kudrow is her mom, and they think that her and Beanie Feinstein are together. And Beanie Feinstein loves feeding into it.
Yeah, and Amy's really embarrassed by it. So there's one point where Beanie's just like rubbing on her boobs and saying what they're going to do that night, and it's like,
and she's like, "We're going to do Korean face mask," and she's like, "We don't need to know the names of the things, but the sexual positions."
Lisa Kudrow is so good. She was great in Easy A. She's such a talented actress.
She is. She really is.
If you haven't seen Booksmart, it's really great. I'm trying to think of my other favorite scenes. There is a random waltzing dance number.
Yes, where they start. I forgot about that.
I had a full-on orgasm watching it. I was so excited.
Like it's super perfectly choreographed.
The panda.
Oh my god, the panda! And then at the very end,
Amy was masturbating with a panda, and then she packed it to go to Africa, and her parents were like hugging on the panda. And she's been riding this panda for years.
The face specifically, and the mom's over here kissing the face of the bear. There's just so many good scenes.
And Beanie was like, "We have to make it stop. Make it stop." Like she's like having a meltdown in the background because she knew that was like the masturbation panda.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the thing I liked, like I said, it explored a lot of themes that a lot of movies didn't, like not getting the guy or the girl at the end, and it being okay.
Yeah.
Because I think Hollywood really sets you up for, oh, well, this person and I are meant to be together, and so at the end it's going to happen. And it doesn't, because that's not real.
Great.
And so both of them have crushes on two characters in their class, and so that's one of the motivations to going to the party, so they can hang out with them one last time and maybe hook up or make out. And it turns out they're dating each other. And
and like you assume that the girl is a lesbian when that's just her gender, like how she portrays her gender character.
Yeah, she's just more masculine. Exactly. Yeah. And it was also super like progressive.
It was amazing.
Like they
have a
unisex bathroom in the high school.
It's not a unisex bathroom though. They called it something else. They called it a
all genders bathroom or something.
Like a non-gender bathroom or something like that.
So pretty much guys and girls both use the same bathrooms.
And Amy goes, "We can't. No one can pee until no one can pee without genitals." Like it just, I don't know. It was super progressive. It made me really hopeful. It was a feel-good movie. I like that Amy ended up trying to hook up with a girl in the bathroom and it just didn't work out.
Oh, she accidentally fingered her butthole.
And threw up on her, which the throwing up is worse. I
will say though, like, she was hot. Like, I was like, work.
She's totally hot.
And I got major lesbian vibes from her, like, from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's gonna be the one. She's gonna be the one. And I was right. But their friendship is what really made me love it. Just how they're there for each other and constantly positively reaffirming. And I mean, but even showed like all amazing friendships have their issues that they have to deal with. They get in a big fight at the end because Beanie Feinstein's character is like controlling Amy, and Amy wants to do what Amy wants to do, but Beanie Feinstein wants her to go on like this plan that they have. Like, there's just so many important conversations.
It's a good movie
and things. I definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. I also
love that even though Beanie was devastated by not being able to get the guy, when she walked up to go to graduation, she kissed him anyway.
She kissed a different guy.
No, that was the same guy.
No. She kissed the weird guy who was trying to buy friends.
At the end of the day, she was into him. That's right. Yeah. Oh, can you guess what the only part of the movie I didn't like because it triggered my anxiety?
The doll part?
No. They basically decide that they're going to track down the pizza delivery guy and deliver the pizza.
Oh my god!
You're letting me tell this.
Yes.
to deliver the pizzas
to the party
because they couldn't find the address, so they had to get the address. They thought, we're going to get it from him, but they hide in his car and like try to rob him. So that it looks like they're going to rob him, and he freaks out. And they're like, we just need the address. And he goes on this long rant about like, I could be a serial killer. I could abduct you right now. The state line is right there. I could take you. No. Look, I have this gun in my car. And it's supposed to be this joke, and they don't learn their lesson because they're like, hey, will you take us to the party? And he's like, no, did you not hear what I just said? And at the end of the movie, it turns out that he was, like, abducting people.
Yes.
And
yes.
It triggered.
Oh,
I was
it
like,
didn't?
oh my, yeah.
I thought
That's
it was
one of my
hilarious.
fears. No, that's an anxiety trigger for me.
Well, just how, like, because at the end of the movie, Amy gets arrested to help everybody else escape.
Yeah, she's creating a diversion.
Exactly.
At the party.
Because
Such a good
the cops get
movie.
called to the party.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the teacher hooking up with the student?
I loved it.
I was a little bit, like, weirded out by it.
No, I loved it. Thought it was great. I knew that she was trashy from the beginning, though.
The teacher?
Yeah.
Well, is she trashy? Or
Yeah.
is she just...
No, she's trashy.
For sleeping with a student?
No, not for sleeping with a student. She just has, like, I don't know. She just doesn't seem... First of all, she's a drama teacher.
Uh-huh.
Second, like, you don't give your cell phone number out to kids. I don't care how, like, if they're leaving school. Like, I know a lot of teachers that have that rule that's like, you have to have been graduated at least 2 years for me to even add you on socials.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense? So, like, giving out your number, like, it's cool to have a cool teacher, but, like, at the same time...
I don't see an issue. If I am no longer responsible for you in any way...
If you were a teacher, you'd feel differently.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, and I'd get in trouble.
Yeah. I don't know. The teacher... But I did love the scene where she went up to, like, talk to him at graduation, and the girl had, like, really long hair.
Oh, my gosh.
He has super long, beautiful hair.
He did.
And it was a girl.
You know that movie I told you about where the guy cuts off his penis?
Yeah.
He's the guy who cut off his penis in that movie. Yes.
Oh, I can see it.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, Booksmart is so good. The 20th is a Tuesday. I'm gonna put a link in our description on all our socials of where to rent it. Please rent it. Pay money to see it. They deserve credit for everything that they've done. Like, I don't know. It's a really good movie. Like, it's a mixture of Easy A and Hangover and Superbad. Like, it's just one of those, like, modern movies that I think are going to be classics.
I hope so. I feel like a lot of people did not see it, so it'll probably be, like, more of a cult classic than, like, just overwide, everybody loves it sort of thing.
You have to think about, a cult classic. I'd rather watch a cult classic than a box office.
Blockbuster?
Yeah.
It depends. It depends on the one. But
Give me Rocky Horror Picture Show any day.
That's probably the only cult classic I'm super into that I can think of off the top of my head. Well, I will say I love Blade Runner.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't like Blade Runner, and I didn't know this until they made the sequel and it did not do well. I thought the sequel was fucking amazing. If you haven't seen Blade Runner 2049 and you're into Blade Runner...
Sounds like me talking about every M. Night Shyamalan movie out there.
What?
That I'm, like, really into. And I was like, it's terrible. I'm like, what? Did we watch the same fucking movie?
Well, Blade Runner 2049 was not terrible. It was actually amazing. It just, nobody went to see it.
Yeah,
because the original one
yeah.
was a cult classic, not a blockbuster classic to where it would have justified a sequel.
Whatever. It was really good.
It was one of the best sequels I've ever seen.
So, yeah. I'm saying right now that that's my favorite movie of 2019.
Wow.
That's my favorite movie. It's so good.
So far for me. So far, it's probably my favorite.
I mean, Cats would have to be stellar to knock it out of the water. And as much as I think Hustlers is going to be really good, it's not going to move me the way this movie did. Like, I teared up in a couple scenes. I laughed in scenes that triggered my anxiety. Like, this movie was a ride, and I loved it.
It really was. And I also...
Like, it's a really good movie.
I related a lot to it.
Yeah.
Because up until about my junior year of high school, I was super serious. By that time, I realized I was going to art school. So, like, I didn't really need to try anymore. Because I could have fucking failed the rest of the year. I'd have enough credits to graduate.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered. But I'm not that kind of person. But I took everything too seriously. And now that I've let myself not go, but let myself be more relaxed about things.
Let yourself be more free.
Yeah. I realized, okay.
You can't take everything so seriously.
Exactly. And so I related a lot to both of the characters. Also, just having that sense of superiority, realizing you're really not that much better than everybody for being smart.
Yeah.
Because, like, as a kid growing up, you really, and if you're smart or gifted, you have that instilled in you that, you're above the normal class. So
because that's how they identify you.
Exactly, but also I feel like you have a higher expectation put upon you. Like, everybody, you're going to do big things. Like, you have to do big things. And then when you don't do big things, you feel inadequate.
I used to feel that way until Coach Chad Iden, who was my world history teacher. And, like, history wasn't my subject, and so I never did really well in there. And I, like, hit or miss with grades. Like, I do really well in classes I'm interested in, but if I'm not interested, I don't really try. But he said to me, he was like, you don't need to worry about grades. I was like, why? And he was like, you're the one that's going to do things with your life, not the people out here getting straight A's in every class. Mm-hmm. And he was like, people like you go further in life. And I always, like, that always stuck with me. And I felt like I could breathe after that. My mom put a lot of pressure on us for grades. But she also went to an Ivy League. So I knew from a very young age I'm going to Ivy League.
Oh. I almost went to an Ivy League.
Yeah, I think you should.
But should I have?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Like,
I think it would have. But you went to SCAD.
Yeah.
SCAD is completely prestigious too, though.
I guess.
No, it is. Like, it's a big deal to get into that school, and it's a big deal. It's like RISD.
I don't think it's on RISD's level.
Well, okay. I'm not gonna say that.
At least, okay, so the thing with SCAD is almost anybody can get into SCAD, but to graduate from SCAD is a big deal because most people don't make it past the first year because it's so stressful. Like, an article recently came out about my college.
That says something about the nature of that school.
Did I tell you about this article?
Uh-uh.
It was a bad article.
I'm not surprised.
So essentially this girl wrote this article, and I mean, she made some valid points, but I also had a different experience, so I can't really speak to it or agree.
Yeah.
But essentially SCAD is SCAD is the Savannah College of Art and Design. SCAD is a very...
Which in the Southeast is like a big deal art school.
It's one of the big art schools. Like, there's like RISD, Ringling, and SCAD's up there, but it's not... I feel like RISD is one of the best. Okay. And they also have a scrotum as their mascot, so I can't compare. We have bees.
I'm so in love with that.
Have you seen Scrody before?
No.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to a football game. I don't even watch football.
They don't play football.
Even better. Sorry, go back to your article.
So anyway, the article...
I'll look at Scrody.
I'm looking up right now for you.
Okay.
Scrody. So anyway, the article is pretty much talking about her experience and how the stress was so much, and that's Scrody. It's pretty much a big dick, but it's really the scrotum. And that's like their mascot. Their hockey team is called the Nads. And their basketball team are the Balls.
Everything. This school is everything.
Anyway,
back to SCAD.
So she talks about her experience and how she, like, the work is too much, the stress is too much, the pressure is too high, and like people, like, the big joke there is sleep comes after death. That's what SCAD stands for.
Oh, okay.
Sleep comes after death, but it's not. It's Savannah College Inside, of course, yeah. But. There's a mentality of, well, you will get your work done and do whatever you have to get it done. Because, I mean, in the real world, in a creative field, you have deadlines that you have to meet. Yeah. And if you don't meet the deadline, you're not going to get paid. Yeah. So I think that's why that's instilled. But some people, it's just not for some people. Some people are not cut out to...
It would not be for me. I have to sleep. I don't have a choice.
But, I mean, you can sleep. I think she also just had a hard time managing her time. Because time management is super important. I went to a very intense high school. Mm-hmm. So college was easy for me. Yeah. Like, I did not get hard for me until I was working 25 to 30 hours a weekend, plus going to school full time. Yeah. That's when I had a mental breakdown. Like, it was the beginning, like halfway through senior year, I was like, I have to stop. I can't do this anymore. And so I quit my job and I just focused on graduating. And my parents were cool with it because, like, I'd worked like 2.5 years up until that point. Like, I worked and went to school and I did it. Yeah. But she essentially talks about that and the counseling system and how it's terrible, and there's like a month-long wait list or whatever before you can actually see somebody.
I don't know who wrote this article, but every college counseling system is like that. It's not just SCAD.
No, exactly. And I got through college because of their counseling system. I had an amazing counselor. Yeah. She literally changed my life. Like, she helped me acknowledge that I do have PTSD in regards to certain things with my father and growing up with my father. But she also is the one who introduced me to EFT tapping. Mm-hmm. She's the one who helped me come to terms with not needing my father's approval. Mm-hmm. Like, I got so much out of their counseling services.
Mario had a great college experience.
I had a good I had a great one, for the most part. But, like, of course it was stressful, but everything in life is stressful. College is stressful. You're trying to achieve something. And so the article, I mean, it's a good article. It talks about how they overcharge stuff, which is true. I'm going to be paying off my student loans for the rest of my life. Like, it's insanely expensive. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, like, they talk about how back in the 90s there were a bunch of deaths regarding the school and how...
Really?
Like, suicides.
Why?
because of the stress.
Oh.
Like somebody jumped off one of the top floors of one of the dorms.
That's terrible.
Somebody like hung themselves, hung themselves in the. I think it was a teacher who hung himself. Like, it's just a lot of stress. And so, like, if it's, I understand the school does have a responsibility to provide resources, and they do. But if you let it get to the point where you're about to have a mental breakdown and you have not reached out for help, they can only do so much. Like, you have a responsibility to yourself.
I'm thinking about last summer when I knew that I was having a bad time.
Exactly.
And I was, like, weeks away of some bad thoughts. And I was like, you need to go back to therapy, like, now. And even though I went back to therapy, and that therapist was a terrible, terrible therapist because they didn't even show up, and it gave me major abandonment problems. And I thought I was going to have to go to the therapist in town, like the big one that everyone goes to, and I don't like them. And so then I randomly found Stephanie.
That's lucky.
Yeah. So, like, you have to reach out for help. If you're having thoughts or if you are having a breakdown, you don't have to have a mental disorder.
No, yeah, and I also think... Like, I understand...
You can't blame that on the school is what I'm saying.
I agree.
Because it happened to me and I wasn't even in college.
I understand that maybe you're 18, 19, you don't have the mental capacity to realize you need help.
Take a gap year.
Talk to your family. Your family should be able to identify and help you. Like, the school, of course, should provide resources, and they do, but there's a process, and everybody else... You can't just, like, kick somebody else out of the thing for your mental health. Like, there's... something can, of course, be done, but essentially it was just a big takedown piece of the Savannah College of Art and Design.
And also, you can always call 911.
You can. You definitely can. But it was just very interesting, and we're supposed to be talking about the movie. But, I mean, it sparked the conversation.
No, but it's part of that. Like, that's, I don't know. I feel like it is part of it, because a lot of this, obviously, was they stressed themselves out trying to get through college, and they blew off steam in one night. And you're talking about someone that needs to blow... I have to blow off steam, like, every couple of months, or I'm not going to make it through my life.
I don't.
I blow off steam.
I cry.
I will run around. No, I'd rather not. I hate crying.
I love crying.
I hate... What?
Like, I don't look out... If things build up, like, the emotion, a good cry makes me feel amazing.
No, I feel
like...
worse.
Sometimes I will just drive in my car, listen to really sad music, and just, like in the movies, just ugly sob cry when nobody's paying attention. But, of course, you think everybody in the world's looking at you driving by. But I'm just like, ugh. But it's
I feel so tired afterwards. I cannot do anything.
And then you go and take a good nap.
Oh, no.
Just do it on a day off when you have nothing planned.
Mario, stop trying to make me feel feelings.
But
rude. I don't pay... You don't get my copay. Stephanie's job.
But, like, it's such a good release. That's why I love Steel Magnolias so much, because it will make me cry every single fucking time.
I'd rather do 3 shots and go dancing with my friends and ride around in my car with my top off.
But you're not dealing with the emotion.
I know. But I feel better.
You feel better, but then it comes back later on.
I'm in therapy, Mario.
I know.
I'm sorry, my doorbell just rang. I think my kids are playing.
Oh, I hope.
Because my dog's not barking.
Oh, okay.
My dog would be barking. Anyway.
It's
weird. We don't have visitors here. Mario doesn't even ring the doorbell. He just walks in.
Well, she told me to, and then
No, like, I mean that in a good way. Like, no one rings our doorbell.
Yeah, well, she told me, oh, yeah, like, just, you don't need to knock. Just walk in. I'm like, okay. So I walked in, and she was, every time I walked into her house, she's always been in the kitchen, and she wasn't there. So
I'm always in the fucking kitchen.
So, of course, Coco comes in. She doesn't make a noise. She's just happy to see me. So I'm over here petting her, having, like, how are you, blah, blah.
Daniel was freaked out, though.
Yeah.
It's like, so, your boy walked in. I was like, I know. I told him to. It's like, oh, okay.
So, because, like, I was like, okay, like, she's still not here. I was like, hello, and nobody said anything. So I go and I knock, like, on the doorway to your living room, and he stands up and is like, oh my gosh, like, and he didn't have a shirt on, and he, like, jumped back, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad, and I was like, oh god, he thinks I'm a crazy person.
He deserves it. He scared me way too many times while we've been recording this podcast.
I guess so.
Yeah,
but
he'll be okay. He's a laid back guy.
But no, that happened. So I don't even know how we got to that topic. How did we get there?
I don't know. Hold on. I love tracing things back. So we were talking about...
Sorry,
my doorbell rang.
The doorbell rang, that's
what
it.
Happened.
Sorry, my friend just called me while we were recording, and we record on my phone, so... it completely threw us off. Thanks, Taylor. She doesn't listen. But
rude. I'm sending her this link. No,
we talked about you. Can you believe it?
Yeah. All right. Back. So Booksmart. I'm going to make sure I put a link out there to
buy it digitally.
Yeah, buy
or
digitally,
rent it.
whatever. It's so good.
I think it's a good movie. I think more people need to see it.
Mm-hmm. The themes are all great. They're all relevant. They're all. There's no token characters in it, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and did you know that guy, the cute Nick,
the one that
crush.
Beanie had a crush on?
That is Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son.
No way. He is cute, though.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
He has just that smirk, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, but then he's also not like that super douchey guy either.
No, he was a nice guy.
Like, he's a super nice
he's
guy.
He's a Hufflepuff.
And he loves Harry Potter.
Exactly. It's like, I'm wet, girl. I get it.
Yeah.
But,
so watch it. I'm going to link it. I'll link it on Facebook, and we'll link it in our episode. Because it should be out by the time you...
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'll just make sure that there's stuff out there. I'm going to start slamming some gifts out there.
Do it.
Yeah. It's
I love the gifts of them dancing. I send it to friends now.
Yeah. It's so good. I really like it.
But yeah. So let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. So in our latest brainstorming, we decided we wanted to do a few new segments just to spice things up and give us more to talk about that isn't all based on pop culture or news. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about is people we admire, specifically women that we admire.
Or like have influenced us. I mean, I guess it could be a male.
It could be a man. It's just we were like, okay, list off a bunch of people, and it was all women.
It was all women.
So we're like, okay, we can stick with women.
like, as much as I love Richard Dawkins, I don't know that I'm like influenced by his life. I just kind of respect his contribution to science.
Absolutely.
So it's different. Like, I don't know. Women, I think, are the only ones who are going to influence me. I say that, but I'm open to it in the future.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to men influencing me. It's just I'm
super feministic, so it would be really, really difficult for a man to influence me.
Mm-hmm. Like
my husband's the only man that's had an influence on my life.
Neil deGrasse Tyson hasn't?
No.
Okay.
Not like that. I really respect his contribution
to
science.
No, he did influence you because he made you decide, okay, you know what, I'm cool with getting rid of my gun if I had to.
Yeah, but that's not like life-altering.
Well, that's pretty life-altering.
For you it is, because you're so excited.
Eyes,
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
For me it's not.
Because like the very first episode, she's like, I'm not giving up my gun. I like having a gun. And now she's just like...
It's not super life-altering. It's just a gun.
It is just a gun, exactly.
It's
and now,
just a gun.
If only everybody else could see it that way. But anyway, we just immediately spat out a list of people, and the first person we're going to talk about is Chelsea Handler,
who's also like my ultimate girl crush too.
She really is. So
I'm obsessed.
Jessica wanted to give her little book report.
I have a short little snippet here about her.
And then we can just talk about her influence on her life. And each week, I don't know if it'll be an every week thing, but each time we do this topic, we'll alternate. So next time we'll talk about my person.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth.
Because Mario was right. It's going to be way too long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also, like, even if, like we were talking earlier, if we even had shorter episodes, because we have had 2.5 3 hour episodes.
Yeah.
If this one's if our episodes start getting a little bit shorter, that's not a bad thing.
It's not. And also, I imagine they will get shorter over time because we're perfecting our flows.
Fair. Definitely. And it'll make
syncing
editing.
up our flows.
We're like Wi-Fi routers over here. I'm late because of her. No.
Ridiculous. Okay, so I am actually super obsessed with Chelsea Handler. And I was thinking today, like, when I realized that she was a person, and I think it was because of the show Chelsea Lately on E.
Mm-hmm. That's when I first heard of her.
Right. And, like, not that I love, like, gossipy type shows or anything like that. She was hilarious to me because she's really dry. She says it like it is, even if it offends people. But, like, you know it's the truth, which I admire that quality. I can be like that. But she had her own show centered around it. And then she had panelists that would come on, and, like, her friends. And I don't know. Her personality, I'm very drawn to.
I could see that.
Yeah. And so then I started reading her books because I worked at a bookstore at the time. I started reading My Horizontal Life, which was her first book, I think. And it was just all about, like, her sex exploits, and she wrote about them so, like, openly and freeingly, and she just had, like, trashy moments, and I became obsessed with her. I started reading all her books. I haven't read her latest one, but I really want to because it's supposed to be the best one. It's already a New York Times bestseller.
Oh, word.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Miss Chelsea. So she's the youngest of 6 children. She claims that her comedic skills came from having the biggest personality in her family. So she had 5 older siblings. They would take her to like high school parties, and she would always be the really, really funny one. Like I said, she's really well known for her self-deprecating and honest humor. A lot of her stand-up centers around ridiculous things that have happened in her life. Mm-hmm. And she just kind of laughs at it, pokes fun at it, and then like keeps it moving, which I feel like I'm like that with myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to deal with things. Even if it's like a super awkward or uncomfortable situation, it's a good way to deal with it in a positive way.
Like, her dad, she finally had to put in a nursing home, and he literally was kicked out of 6 nursing homes because all he would do was sexually harass, like, the workers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And, like, she would have to laugh about it. He had Jamaican girlfriends that he would call girlfriends. They were not girlfriends. They were prostitutes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He made a lot of, like, racist comments, and, like, in no way does she ever promote that, but she's like, that's my dad. You know, I have to deal with it. So, I don't know.
She always made me uncomfortable with her constant use of Chewy.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people didn't like it, but I'm also completely obsessed with little people. I will, like, giggle when I see one. I want to take pictures. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that. I get it. They're not tokens. They're not things to be admired, but they're so fucking cute. I actually hate the reality TV shows.
Little People, Big World?
No, I like those. That, like, real life families. I hate the ones like Little People LA.
Oh, Little Women.
Whatever it is. Like, I hate that. I don't know. Because I feel like that's exploitation.
But what she did with Chewy was exploitation.
She paid Chewy a shit ton of money.
I'm sure.
Chewy wanted to be on the show.
I'm sure.
So he's the one who chose to come on. If he didn't like it, he could have left.
I understand.
They had a very honest and open relationship. It wasn't like she had rotating.
Are they still friends?
Yeah, they're still friends.
That's
and
good.
Actually, her manager is a little person.
Work.
He's a Jewish little person.
But I'm not saying she did anything wrong in that. Well, I am saying she exploited him, because she did exploit him. But at the same time, if you were a little person having a hard time making work and this person's offering to do exploitive behavior...
He did porn before her.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Okay, so...
That made me uncomfortable. That's all I'm saying.
But, like,
that's why I didn't watch her.
So the thing about Chelsea Handler is that she's super generous with her money. Mm-hmm. So she's been known to, like, buy her housekeepers just cars for no reason.
Shit, I need to work for her.
Yeah, she'll give away money. She's bought houses for her family. She just won't say anything. She tried to buy a miniature pony for her sister once and, like, ship it to her just because, like, her niece wanted it.
What?
She's super, super generous and is very, very caring and super, super loyal. She's had the same group of friends for the last, like, 15 years.
That's incredible.
And she writes about them in every book, and I don't know.
So you feel like you know her friends, too?
I do. And actually, there's a book that's called Lies Chelsea Handler Told Me. Uh-huh. She also will lie about a lot of things. But so it's a whole book about her friends and, like, different things that she's lied about.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's a good book. So what I found really interesting about her is that her oldest brother, I believe his oldest brother, died when she was 6 years old.
Ooh.
Her parents were not the best parents. So her dad was a used car salesman, and her mom was a homemaker. Uh-huh. But, like, she has openly stated that he was a terrible used car salesman in the sense that, like, everything he sold was a lemon.
Oh, he's like
smarmy.
Matilda's dad?
Yes. That's how she describes him in the books.
Oh my gosh.
And so they always had, like, cars outside of their home, and he was always trying to, like, sell them, or he was driving them when he wasn't supposed to be, and stuff like that. And her parents also, like, didn't use birth control, so I think they had more kids than they wanted. I think that's what she said. Yeah. And they just didn't care about their kids. Like, she wasn't potty trained. She had to potty train herself.
What?
Yeah. She talks about how terrible it is. It was growing up in the house. So the reason her brother's death, all of it ties together, was so scary is because he promised her at a young age, like, he would never leave her with just their parents, and he fell off a cliff. It was super, super tragic.
What the fuck?
And then also during that mourning time, everybody else was sad because she was the youngest, and she's fairly younger than everybody else. And so everybody was mourning, and people would ask how Chelsea was doing, and, like, her parents would openly say, oh, don't worry about her. She has no idea what's going on. And she's like, of course I knew what the fuck was going on. Like, I know what was happening. So she's really, really smart. I think she's more smart than she realizes. Her sister had her arrested.
What?
One time because she was using her fake ID to get into bars, and her sister claimed, like, identity theft, and her aunt had to remortgage her home to get her out of prison.
What?
She worked as a waitress, and she was a terrible waitress. Like, she was the worst waitress. But she was really reliable, so they always kept her on. So, like, if somebody called out, she would always show up. She never turned down another shift. She got paid under the table a lot. She had, like, she knew that college wasn't for her. She didn't really care about high school. She just wanted to get out of her parents' house. Her parents had a house in Martha's Vineyard, but they bought it at, like, I think it was an auction or something. So it was a terrible house. It, like, leaked and stuff didn't work and it smelled.
Yikes.
But, like, her parents just, for no reason, didn't try to get better in life. Her mom died of cancer when she was in her, like, mid-20s. And she found out recently that her father fathered another son and, like, didn't help raise him or anything like that. And that's supposed to be in the new book. So it was, like, this dark family secret that she didn't know about. She's obsessed with her mom, and she believes that her mom is reincarnated in her dog, Chunk. Because Chunk refuses to poop in front of her, and she says she can just feel the spirit of her mom. So she never liked animals before until she met this dog randomly. And she loves this dog, Chunk. I believe Chunk passed away. Anyway, she had a really, like, messed up start. She felt like she wasn't doing anything. And then she got a bunch of, like, guest starring roles. Oh, well, she did a lot of stand-up.
Right.
And,
that's how she came up and met everybody, right?
Yeah, so she did a lot of stand-up, and then she got guest starring roles on a bunch of different shows. And then she got on to Girls Behaving Badly. Do you remember this? It was just, like, girl pranksters on E!
That sounds very familiar.
So she was on there. She was a regular on there. And then she started dating the network executive of E!, which was the owner of Comcast, I think.
And he gave her the show?
He gave her the show, Chelsea Lately.
Oh.
Well, she had a Chelsea talk show that went for 2 seasons and didn't do well. So then she got Chelsea Lately. She did Chelsea Lately for, like, 10 years, and she dated him almost the whole time. But I think they had an open relationship because she also, like, fucked 50 Cent around this time. They were obsessed with each other for a while. She's really into black rappers. She loves a big dick. And she will tell you.
I remember her dating 50 Cent.
She loves a big dick. Anyway, one of her books focuses on why she had to break up with him. Basically, she was like, I had no respect for him.
For 50 Cent?
No, for I don't remember his name.
The
owner.
broadcast guy?
Yeah, the broadcast guy. She had no respect for him at all.
Why?
Different things, like he would fall for her jokes where everyone, or her lies, and everyone else around her life would be like, whatever, Chelsea, nobody believes you. He was just kind of, like, ridiculous to her. He babied her a lot, so I don't know. I think it's this thing with, like, strong-willed women. We like strong-willed men.
Oh, and he had like
I can't...
spineless?
Right. Like, I'm such, like, a bossy control freak that, like, if you let me run all over you, I'm not gonna respect you. Like, at all. So, like, Daniel's probably more strong-willed than I am.
Oh.
Yeah. But, like, I super respect him. Anyway. So, she decided that she had to stop doing E! And this is right when I'd read, like, 3 of her books. I'd watch stand-up comedy specials. I'd watch interviews. And I didn't watch Chelsea Lately that much anymore. But I loved her as a person. Her books were incredible. This was around the time that I really respected the shit out of her. She got tired of doing the shit she was doing at E! And she got her manager, I think his name is Ira. He's Jewish and he's a little person. I can't remember. Anyway, basically she went to him and she was like, I'm not signing my contract again. I'm leaving E! You need to find me something else. This is what I want to do. They had like 8 networks interested in a show.
With her?
Full creative control goes to her and her team.
Oh.
She chose Netflix.
Right.
Netflix has no overhead. Right. They could just dump money into her show. So she signed with Netflix, and if you have Netflix, please go watch Chelsea Does. There's 3 Chelsea things on there. One is her Uganda trip stand-up comedy, which is really cute, and the book was even better. One is her show Chelsea, and then one is Chelsea Does. If you haven't watched Chelsea Does, you have to watch it. It's so good. What I like about Chelsea Handler is that she seems to not give a shit about race or identifying race, like with herself or with anyone else. Like, she fits in with every single group of people. And she systematically fights for what is right and nothing else. She doesn't care who it affects. So, there's 4 episodes in the Chelsea Does documentary. They're all so good. Daniel loved them. One is Chelsea Does Marriage, and she talks about marriage in different ways with people because she's never been married. She hasn't been in, so she talks about like marriage and what
that means. Is this the show where she does drugs?
Yeah.
I've heard about this. I've seen it.
She even talks to like the founder of Ashley Madison, the website that helps you find like
yes.
the cheat.
Do you remember when that leak happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was living for it. That's why she talked to him.
Did you search?
Huh?
Did you use the search tool?
No, Daniel does not have time to cheat on me. But Chelsea Does Marriage, and then Chelsea Does the Silicon Valley, which is my least favorite one because it's all about technology.
Oh,
but I don't really like it. Chelsea Does Racism was so good.
Did she like go to racist people and talk to them? Mm-hmm. Did she change their mind?
No.
Oh.
Instead, because what she does is she's not about, I'm going to make you see my point of view. She approaches this, especially the racism, like by asking probing questions and having people answer, and you accept their answer for what it is and the awkwardness and the uncomfortableness of it. So she actually goes to a southern town and starts talking about slavery.
Oh shit.
And they were like, well, that was an unsavory topic. We're not going to talk about it. And she's like, okay, I'm just asking. And some woman goes off on this rant. And she's like, you know what? Everyone acts like slavery was so terrible. But, slave owners took good care of their slaves. They were like property. They took care of them. Of course, you had people that mistreated them, but that wasn't everybody. And the whole time, Chelsea's just making faces like, ew. So she uses people and what they say, and she doesn't edit it in a way to make them look bad. She edits herself to get her point across. It's really good. But then she also talks to the victims of a couple.
Like, do they see her face while they're saying this?
I don't know, because it's you can't see it when it's edited, but I think so, because at the end of that particular interaction, the woman got really, really upset. She's like, I think you're being really rude. It was really good. So good. She also interviewed some of the families that had their kids shot by the police.
Ugh.
So that was a really big deal. And these families, like, you would think that a white woman coming to talk to you about your racial problems would feel so condescending.
Absolutely.
But it did not feel that way. Chelsea gave them full control over how they wanted to portray what happened. And she's just really, like, intuitive. I cannot explain it, but you would think that she has no vision for what she's doing because she is such a hot mess person. But it's incredible. You really should watch it. And the drugs one is really good, too. She does, like, tests on and off drugs and to see like why she does drugs and if they actually help her enhance. And she does.
What does she do?
She does She does like cocaine, caffeine, a couple of other different ones. But like the big one was she went on an ayahuasca retreat.
And this is why you wanted to do ayahuasca?
Well, this is when I was introduced to ayahuasca. But then Daniel and I started reading about it, and we like really have talked about doing a retreat.
So did she show herself on ayahuasca?
Yeah, she had to do it twice because the people in the room were messing up her energy. So she went with. I swear, so she's really good friends with American Pie. What's his name?
Jason Biggs.
She's good friends with Jason Biggs and his wife. And I think...
Jason Biggs' wife hired a prostitute for him.
Right on, girl.
That was like a big...
Who cares?
Headline recently.
I pay for my husband's lap dances at the strip club.
What would you pay for him to fuck somebody else?
I may join in.
But if you didn't?
Then I probably wouldn't be that kind of wife.
Oh, okay.
You shouldn't judge people. You don't know what's going on in their marriage.
No, I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that was a big headline. Everybody was freaking out about it.
It's their sex life. They're not hurting anybody, and they're contributing to a sex worker, and they're helping the economic stimulus. Like, who gives a shit? This is the kind of stuff that, like, blows my mind. Like, why is that even a topic? There's other things we have to talk about. Anyway.
That's all I remember about him. And everybody hates him on Orange is the New Black.
Okay, he's terrible. But I don't like Orange is the New Black anyway. Anyway, I think she went, the wife went, I don't remember her name, Amy? I don't know. I think she went and someone else went, and she had, like, a bad experience the first night in the sense that, like, she did not have the experience that she wanted from the ayahuasca, and everyone else was having an experience, and then someone else had, like, a negative experience, and so she felt like she had to take care of them while she was on ayahuasca. So she went back a separate night and did it by herself, and, like, it was really an experience for her. So it was really good. It's such a good documentary. I watch it sometimes just to, like, kind of reevaluate myself. I don't know, it's really good. And then, so she did that in conjunction with Netflix.
Did she smoke crack?
I'm sure she has. I think she's done everything under the sun. But I also think Chelsea is a genius. I think that she has... I don't know if she's ever had her IQ tested, but things that she says and the way she evaluates things, I would never think to do it that way. And I consider myself to be intelligent. I feel like she's super fucking smart. Like, I don't know. You have to, like, read about her interactions as a kid. And I think about myself at those ages, and I'm like, oh, I never would have put that together. My kids wouldn't put that together. I don't know. It's really cool. So, she got a show called Just Chelsea on Netflix.
That went for 2 years, right?
For 2 seasons. And so she started out 3 episodes a week, 30-minute segments. And she basically, on her first episode, which Pitbull was on, by the way. I'm obsessed with Pitbull. He's my hall pass. She talked about education with him and him opening his school. And she talked about everything from political candidates. I feel like she had Hillary on the show. I can't remember. And this is right before Trump got elected. So it was 2 years before Trump got elected, because Trump got elected in the middle of her second season. And she was devastated. She worked really hard to promote Hillary. She went to the DNC for the first time that year. She also reads a lot of books, and not just like fiction. She reads a lot of like specialized pieces. She's just incredible. I don't know. She's really funny on Snapchat too. She got banned from Instagram because she kept putting her boobs out there, like when everyone was doing free the tatas. And Instagram kept like freezing her account, unfreezing it. So she did it so much they completely you can't come back. Sorry, put your boobs away.
It's fucked up.
Her show is really good. She does everything from like sit down dinners to discussing a topic with all different kinds of people. She's had Leah Remini on the show.
This is what inspired
my fire thing. Yeah, and it's because it's beautiful. It's really, really good. I'm trying to think. The way she handled the Trump thing after he was elected, she's like, I'm devastated. She's like, I almost didn't come to work. I cannot believe the country didn't. She's like, I've learned now how to control myself in public, and saying fuck you and things like that probably made things worse. And so at the end of that season, she abruptly canceled her contract and went to work for Emily's List. Emily's List is a nonprofit that is dedicated to getting more women elected in office. And so she worked for them for a long time. She signed a deal recently with Universal. She's going to be creative writing on the shows. I think she started touring again, and another book has come out. But like, it's the way she's so different from any other woman I've ever seen out there. There's nobody like Chelsea Handler. She's super honest. She's super raw. If you really want to see a difference, you should listen to the podcast episode that she's on with Anna Faris during the advice column part. Chelsea's like, no, like, fuck it, get that man out of your life. There's better dick out there. And Anna's like, but wait, hold on, maybe she really loves him. And she's like, that's not love.
Yeah.
She doesn't pussyfoot around about things. And it's not that she's not concerned about your feelings, but she feels like truth is more important than feelings, which, see some similarities there.
Maybe I should make my friend listen to that episode.
What?
That's not love.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just really incredible to me, and it's okay to be this. For a long time, I felt like being this brass, smart woman was, people were turned off by that, and people are turned off by that, but Chelsea's like, fuck it, I don't care. You don't like it because I'm making valid points.
Yeah.
And I respect the shit out of that. Anyway, her books are good, her stand-up is good. Her show, Chelsea, like, there's still episodes out there. You should watch them. My favorite, I think it's the last episode of 2000. And there's one season that's just best of 2016 because there were so many episodes. They couldn't leave them all on there. But season 2, the very last episode is Melissa McCarthy. She is like, I have no backup plan whatsoever. That's really good. Ladies in the Trump. She brings Rosario Dawson, Tracee Ellis Ross, and Aisha Taylor just to come on and talk about Trump and how
Aisha Tyler, like from the talk. I love her so much. I was so sad when she left the talk.
She talks about Scientologists. She talks about beauty pageants. She talks about climate control. She talks about everything. And she said that she's using the Netflix opportunity because she never went to college. She was using it as a university of Netflix because she wanted to learn as much as she could.
That's amazing.
And so she just, I don't know. I just fucking love it.
That's
so
one
much.
thing I respect a lot about her is the fact that she gave up this multi-million-dollar contract.
She lost money. She had to pay out.
To go make change in our country.
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible. That's a patriot. That's a true patriot.
She did agree to give...
Didn't she move to Canada for a little bit? Or was talking about it?
She threatened it, and I think she actually bought a house there just in case. Because she didn't know what was going to happen when he came in office, and she was, like, vocally against him and bashing him at every turn she could. So she didn't know what was going to happen. And then, like, the thing with Kathy Griffith happened.
Yeah.
And so she was like, what's going to happen to me? So she does... Oh, she also has...
I like Kathy Griffith.
I do, too. I love her, too.
I want to see her new stand-up so bad.
She has a house in Spain, not Kathy. Chelsea Handler, and she's learning Spanish just so that she can move to Spain full-time.
Wow.
She's just like this incredible person. I'm obsessed with Chelsea Handler. I just want to, like, do drugs with her. And lay around naked and talk politics, because I feel like that's what she does on a daily basis.
I think I'll give her show a chance. That sounds like something I'd be interested in.
No, it's so good. The first season's kind of hit or miss because everyone's like, you're carrying too much.
Uh-huh.
But it gets better.
But I definitely want to check that out. That sounds very interesting. Like,
Chelsea Does is good. You should watch that first.
that's what, like, I want to see the drug episode, because I remember hearing about it and I never watched it.
Oh, the racist one is better to me. They're both really good, but the marriage one is good too. I don't
So,
know.
like, what's the worst one?
I don't like the technology one, but
I'll start with
might.
that one.
But you might.
I don't know. Maybe I will.
She develops an app.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does she still run the app?
They only did it in alpha testing, so she could just learn, like, what it takes.
Oh, gotcha.
For beta testing. So it was never really meant to...
Be launched?
Yeah. I don't know, they're all good. That one was just least interesting to me because I don't care about technology. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I don't know anything about technology. Her assistant had to teach her how to use Snapchat like 40 times before she could.
Well, to be fair, Snapchat is not an easy app to use.
No,
and
but
it keeps fucking changing.
There's one chapter in her book where it talks about like how she can't even use the remote in her house. Mm-hmm. She's so confused by it that she just watched whatever was on, and she ended up like getting drunk and watching really sad movies and just crying the whole day.
That sounds like something I would do, but not because I don't know how to use it, just because I want to.
Yeah, so I don't know. You should give it a try.
Oh my god, totally random. Mm-hmm. I went to like the local comic book shop in Savannah called Comics and More. That's the one I used to go to when I lived there. Mm-hmm. They had an Ophelia action figure from Pan's Labyrinth.
Really?
I was tempted. I was like, nah, I don't need this. But it was cool. It came with like the different pixie or the different fairies, and like she had the book in her.
I put your video on Instagram.
Which video?
Of the doll peeing.
Did you?
I did.
Oh my god.
Speaking of weird dolls, that's why my brain went there. Okay.
Love it.
I just love Chelsea Handler, and it's such a good... It's just... Her shows are really good. Chelsea lately was hit or miss, but she at least was funny, but everything on Netflix...
what about her has changed your perspective on life?
What about her has changed my perspective on life?
Yeah, like what made... Like what... In what way has she influenced your life?
To not care that I'm like this brassy, self-centered, opinionated woman. Mm-hmm. I used to feel very like I had to push parts of my personality down.
So were you one of those girls who were called bossy growing up?
Oh yeah. And you get tired of hearing that. You get tired of being told you're too bossy.
It's very dismissive.
Yeah, it's like I have valid views and opinions, and I am a problem solver. And for the most part, I solve the shit out of a lot of problems. Mm-hmm. And other people don't think about my solutions. Like, I've solved problems with me and Daniel that, like, have been, like, engineering stuff. And, like, no, it makes more sense to do this. Mm-hmm. I take the lead because I know that I can. And for a long time, I felt like I needed to quiet that about myself because it's not attractive. And we're in the South. And women should be seen and not heard. And I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
She helped out a lot.
I'm glad.
The first day you met me, I had an opinion about something.
Yeah.
But, like... I am the type of personality where people meet me and they kind of don't like me. They're very off. They're put off from my personality.
You're a very powerful woman in the sense that you can be intimidating, but I'm attracted to that. I like that.
Me
I like
too.
people like that.
I feel like you're like that for me. I told you that.
I don't know. I didn't realize
I was very intimidated by you. I was very nervous when you double jacked with me.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get feedback. Like, don't cry, it's gonna be okay. Like, obviously there's gonna be you
did a great job though.
Oh, I didn't feel like it. I thought I failed.
No, so
but I'm attracted to that too because we're the people that are like passionate. We stand up for things and we're loyal. I feel like people like us are loyal. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like we care very deeply. And I care very deeply about all my friendships, everything that I do. And not everybody has the ability to do that.
Yeah.
And so to grow up being told that these are negative qualities, and then here comes this woman with no college degree, doing stand-up in a room for two people, never stopping, and just, like, sleeping her way to the top of the E! Network and then getting a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix and then turning it down because Trump got elected.
Yeah.
That's the kind of woman... I have goosebumps. Like, that's the kind of woman I want to be in this world. I want to be a formidable force.
Yeah.
And I have learned not to care if that means that people don't like me. Because I grow on you. I do. I grow on you. I've been told that. Some of my best friends are like, I didn't like you when I met you. I'm like, I know.
Really?
Nobody does. Yeah.
I did.
Sheena, I think, may have been, like, intimidated by me. Or she thought I wouldn't like her. But she's not a typical white girl.
See, like, when I met you, I was more focused on making sure you got along with Jacqueline than being intimidated by you.
No, that's not when you first met me. Jacqueline came back after, like, 3 months of me hitting the floor.
Okay. I just remember really being focused on that and making sure y'all got along.
Why?
Because I knew y'all were going to hate each other the second y'all met.
I didn't hate her. She didn't like me.
She hated you.
She hated me, but what happened?
I talked to her.
Well, I grew on her.
Because I talked to her.
Oh, okay. Well, you did.
Well, I mean, you did your part too, of course.
Val did. Brooke, everybody did. But I think she came to me a lot because of personal things that were going on, and I would give her my advice, and I genuinely would, like, help her.
But when y'all first met, though, you didn't like her either, though.
I was terrified of her.
She's very intimidating.
Not that I didn't like her. I try not to dislike people.
I try not to as well.
Be a really terrible person for me to dislike you. She didn't like that. I made a comment about someone being in the training class. I was like, well, I don't know. That's the last person to do the training. Yeah. And she took that the wrong way.
Yeah.
She took that as like, how you can tell me I've been here longer than you? And I was like, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to let you know. I don't want you to be blindsided. Mm-hmm. No one likes to be, you know? So it was a miscommunication of loud personalities.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's fine.
You're very similar. You're very similar people in the sense of you're confident in your abilities and you're going to educate somebody if they're wrong.
I think she's more emotional than me, though.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with that. I struggle with emotions because I'm stunted.
No, I forgot to say, my high school reunion was yesterday.
Oh, how did it go? You didn't go.
I didn't go. That's why I went.
Did they post about anything?
Yes, they did. They posted a picture, and I think only 40 people showed up. I was like, I did not hang out with a single one of these people in high school, apart from one. So I'm so glad I did not go.
Out of my class, out of 250, I think 40 people showed up.
Yeah.
Because high school reunions just aren't a thing anymore.
Exactly. We have Facebook. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
We kept in contact. It doesn't matter.
Daniel's high school reunion, they tried to do a cruise, and Daniel was like, I talk to the people I want to talk to from high school. I'm not paying that much money to go on a cruise.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think that's been the mentality.
Nobody cares anymore.
No. And we're all forced into relationships with people that, I don't know, you're such a conformist mentality when you're in school.
Yeah, you're just making the mess of a bad situation.
Yeah, so then,
why would I want to go back to that mentality?
I don't think I have a single friend from high school.
I still have some, but I am younger than you.
I do not have a single friend from high school.
Wow.
I don't have a single one. But I also did not get along with a lot of people I would talk. No, that's not true. Oh my God, Ryan. My first gay, we are still friends.
Oh, see, there you go. You have one.
I have one, but we hated high school.
Of course, I did too.
It was miserable for us. Everyone else had a great time. One girl judged me because I didn't know the school colors, the first week of school. I was like, I just go to school here. I don't care.
Is it not like red?
It's red and gold.
Okay.
But she's like, don't you know your school colors? I was like, no. And my mother-in-law, it's so cute because my nephew started high school, and he's actually going to my high school, which I feel a little bit of pride about because at the time my high school was great, but he's in the International Baccalaureate program.
Ooh, girl.
He's gifted, though.
How is that going, though? I was gifted, but I would not want to do that. That's just so much essay writing for no reason.
In the third grade, he was smarter than everyone else in his class. The teacher gave him extra work.
Nice.
So he's fine. He truly is just and he needs more work rather than less work. Otherwise, he's going to fail. He's one of those kids. He's fine. My mother-in-law said, "Oh my God, did he go to the football game?" And we were like, "No." She was like, "Why not?" I was like, "I went to one football game in high school."
Was it against my school?
I don't even think so.
I've only been to the Hunahawk game.
I don't think it was you guys. I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying I only went to the Hunahawk game.
And I was miserable. It was It was the Columbus Hardaway one because my friend Brittany, who lived down the street from me, we rode the bus together because she went to Columbus. Mm-hmm. We went because we both wanted to go and just like hang out. There's what else are you doing in high school? We go to a football game.
Who won?
I don't know. I left. I think we went to Burger King.
Yum.
I hated it. It was the most boring thing I'd ever been to.
Did you try the Burger King Impossible Whopper?
I sure did.
I liked it.
It was really good.
Yeah, and I didn't feel gross afterwards.
Mm-mm. But I had to take the bread off.
Of course.
Yeah, but no, it was really good.
I was impressed. I hope they keep it.
You can buy those. You can buy Beyond Burgers.
Is it a Beyond Burger?
Yeah, it's a Beyond Burger.
Oh. I thought it was like their own, like, they made it seem like...
I'm pretty sure it's a Beyond Burger. I'll double check. Or maybe that was Hardee's.
I refuse.
Oh, Carl's Jr.
I refuse to see Hardee's / Carl's Jr.
I'll look it up. But we were getting off topic again.
I'm so sorry.
We haven't seen each other for a week, guys. I'm sorry. This is all over the place.
So, overall...
Yeah.
I'm Chelsea Handler.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
Why? Because I said her name?
No, because you said I'm Chelsea Handler. You're gonna unzip your body and not walk like Chelsea Handler into this whole time.
We're gonna. What is it? That one TV show, Undercover Boss It.
Okay.
I've been Chelsea this whole time. No.
It's called the Impossible Burger. Carl's Jr. has the Beyond Burger, so you can buy both of these burgers in stores. But I'm pretty sure they sell them at like Kroger. But I have seen Beyond Burgers at Publix.
Okay, well, I'll look into it because I really like the.
But
burger.
I buy the black
I like
bean
veggie burgers though. Like I like the Morningstar Garden burgers.
Have you tried the black bean burger that they sell at Publix?
No, but it sounds like it'd give you terrible gas.
Oh no, it's amazing. It doesn't give me gas. I don't get gas from beans though. Like I get gas from bread.
Well,
right.
Lactose
makes
intolerant.
sense because everyone says like beans make you fart, and I'm like, what? No, beans. You know,
musical fruit.
Right. I've never had a problem.
Wow.
Beans are fine. But like,
I eat a lot of.
We're
beans
talking
too.
about years of evolution though, because that's all my people eat: rice and beans.
I know, but all my people eat, and we're super gassy people. Mexicans are known for farting.
But again, you guys are over there. I'm in the Caribbean.
True.
So,
and it could be different types of beans.
Yeah, we really eat pintos and garbanzos. We're not black beans.
We're mainly pinto.
Yeah.
You guys, but you have those little. What are those little ones in the rice? Is that
gandole?
Those are. So
I don't know if those are beans.
Are those peas?
Those
or
are
beans?
pigeon peas, is what they're called. But I think maybe they are.
I love the shit out of that.
I know you.
I
do.
love that rice.
It's a legume.
Your mom's a legume. That means it's related to a peanut.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I don't eat those often.
I only eat them in the rice.
I love garbanzo beans. That's my favorite bean.
My friend Nicole makes this really good bean salad, and it's like chickpea, garbanzos,
yeah.
And
chickpeas
kidney.
are garbanzos.
No. Then it's not chickpeas. What is it? It's red kidney beans. I have the recipe on my phone. Okay. It's really fucking good. I'll give it to you if you want to try it. It's like 3 types of beans and like red onion and like.
Oh, that sounds incredible. Wait, red onion. If you put a red onion.
Oh, my, exactly. No, I fucking love a red onion.
I can eat it raw.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I will eat white onion and yellow onion raw.
Oh, I eat them all.
Red onion is the best one, though.
Red onion.
Like, I don't understand why people. Yeah. That's what hummus is made out of.
Right. So my favorite thing to do is get baby spinach and the green iceberg lettuce. Like it's the modified one where it's only green. It's not white. It looks like romaine, but it's iceberg.
Where do you get that?
Where did I buy it from?
Is that genetically modified?
No, it's it's in the same family.
Oh, okay.
I buy it at Aldi's, but I've also bought it at Walmart.
Okay.
And Publix. Anyway, if you have to look, it says iceberg green only lettuce. Mm-hmm. But it grows like romaine.
Okay.
So I buy that, red onions, garbanzo beans, jalapeno peppers.
Sounds good.
A little bit of buttermilk ranch.
Ooh.
It's my favorite salad on the planet.
See, that sounds amazing. My mom's making this one thing where it's like cucumbers.
I love cucumbers.
It's cucumbers, tomatoes, red onions.
Yeah. Cucumber salad.
Is that cucumber salad?
That's what it's called.
It's delicious.
Because it's just Italian dressing.
I was like, what white friend did you get this from? Because I am thankful.
It's Italian, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. They sell it at most Italian
restaurants. Aren't Italians white?
No. Well, I mean, they're considered from the Caucasus group, but they're not.
They're like tan.
But they're not like UK.
Did you see that thing?
But Indians are also considered from the Caucasus group, and they're technically Asian.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't think
India is
that.
considered an Asian, yeah.
Well, I know that they consider themselves South Asian.
Yeah.
But, did you see that thing with Chris Cuomo?
Mm-mm.
He's a reporter or a host for CNN. Mm-hmm. And somebody called him... he said it's like the N-word for God, what is it? For Italian people.
Oh.
But it's just a name. No.
No, that's something different. That's Polish. I used to know all these terms.
Don't say the bad word.
No, I'm not saying it towards someone.
It's named, it's like from The Godfather, like the bad son, the stupid one, his name is Fredo. And so if you call an Italian guy Fredo, he said it's like the N-word for them. And I was like, is it?
Really?
No, it's not. The internet's coming out and saying no. But it was like some people trying to make a scene and they were recording it so they could post it to make him look bad. Uh-huh. And like he threatened to beat them up and stuff. But he's like, that's the N-word for us. And I was like, is it?
No, because it's not the same thing. But I think it's also personal too. Because I've been called a spick and that's made me cry. But I've also been called a wetback and it hasn't affected me at all.
I've been called both. And I was just offended. I didn't get
Spick made me cry. I was a teenager though. And it was like a family at the skating rink I used to work at. They wanted their way and I couldn't give it to them.
Did you ever...
They called me a spick.
Did you ever hear that story about the lady at work who was the supervisor over a certain department?
You told me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to discuss that on this podcast.
So I don't know how she still has a job.
I do.
Because she said wetback, right?
No, she said spick.
Oh my God. How does she still have a job?
She's friends with Kylie Morales.
Who gives a shit?
I was so disappointed when she became our AD because I was like, oh my God. Well, I think she's really cool. She's white.
She's married to a Hispanic.
Yes, and I was like, so
that's
I heard
even more disrespectful.
I just remember being like, they're like, oh, we have a new AD. Her name's Kylie Morales. I was like, oh, a Latina AD. I'm so excited. And then she's like the whitest white, but she's also like super punk. So I'm here for her style. I love it. She gets like undercuts. I think she has really good style. I love her.
Except for the fact that you let a racist supervisor stay on staff.
Yep.
Gross. Whatever. All right. So here's my favorite part of it.
Of what?
Of today's episode.
We still have another topic.
No, it's my favorite part of the episode.
Oh, okay. So let's and Chelsea Handler, and then we can. Okay, so
Chelsea Handler's amazing. Inspired me to be myself, which is loud, intelligent, bossy, and basically the HBIC. And also, I like to say kitty cat because of her.
What does that mean?
And just like what's wrong with you, kitty cat? Like she says it like that.
See, RuPaul says kitty girl. Hey, kitty girl.
Kitty girl is cute too.
Love kitty girl.
Oh, I also say Shadoobie for poops because of her. Oh. I also really love like the Jewish culture and the people.
Is she Jewish?
Yeah, she's half Jewish, half Mormon.
Oh.
But her dad is actually came over Jewish. And her mom was Mormon.
Did one of them convert?
Nope.
Oh.
Neither one. So she went to like a private school. Did she have like
a bat mitzvah?
Yeah, she went to a private school, like a Christian private school. They hung out with Mormons, and she also went to like Jewish school in afternoons. Yeah, so she had like a real her parents, they were just floating through life. I think the way she describes them, they were probably high all the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Work?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. That's not good when you're trying to raise a family. Okay, so the recipe, I found it. It is chickpeas. So it is chickpeas rinsed, kidney beans, a half a purple onion, cilantro, glass of jar of roasted red peppers, the sweet ones, 2 to 3 limes worth of juice, salt and pepper, and olive oil. It's so good.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, but I'm really glad you've shared. I'm excited
to want other people to give her a chance.
I'm going to give her a chance because the whole Chewy thing. And just how, she pretty much played up the Mexican stereotype the entire time. And I get it, it's for comedy, but even then I'm just like, okay, I get it. He's a dwarf Mexican guy. I get it. Mm-hmm. But the joke is she's, hitting a dead horse or beating the dead horse.
She also genuinely is, obsessed with, like I said, her manager is a little person.
I'm sure. And I don't have that context just from a person looking on the outside. Just oh, that's disrespectful. I'm not watching
Don't judge a book by its cover. Even when it's a loud, obnoxious female.
And with that being said, we're going to move on to another new segment, and we hope you like it out. Please stick around and check it out.
Really excited about it. Have a long boob.
What?
That's what she used to call Heather McDonald. Heather Long Boob. She had long boobs.
Shit.
I feel like we're going to do 3, so I'm trying to find 3 that I want to do.
Okay. But welcome back to the psychiatric offices of Dr. Mario and Dr. Jessica.
So, in order to start this, I thought, I love this idea and I want to keep doing it. But this one, I picked all funny ones.
She did. So if we didn't really explain this.
Explain it.
So, like I said, we recently had a brainstorming session, and one of Jessica's ideas was to essentially do
Advice column takeover.
So essentially, we'll find people asking for advice and give our advice.
Yeah, we're gonna insert ourselves.
Exactly, and tell them what we...
Which is what I do best.
Exactly. So essentially, we're just going to give our own advice to these advice questions. And if you want to ask advice, feel free to email us. We'll change your name if you're embarrassed. But we're going to see how this goes and just maybe have fun with it. Because right now we're doing funny ones just to have something fun and lighthearted to start with.
Absolutely. And some of these are hilarious.
I'm really nervous because I read the first one and I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm doing the first one first.
Oh God.
But then I'm doing... Yeah. So I'm only going to pick 3. We don't want to have a super long episode for Mario to edit. He just got back from vacation. But also, the snappier is good too. Anyway, I talk so much about Chelsea Handler. I want to be able to read these to Mario.
But I also want to hear your input too.
I think they're funny, so we're probably going to have the same responses. I'll let you know if I differ in any way. How about that?
Okay.
So this is Mario's advice column corner.
For today.
Advice column takeover is what we're calling it.
With Dr. Mario.
With Dr. Mario.
Don't sue us, Nintendo.
We gotta find you a nice little,
lab
intro
coat.
background.
Stop.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this one. Question. Daughter's friend being in a wedding. My 27-year-old daughter and her best friend Katie have been best friends since they were 4. Katie practically grew up in our house and is like a daughter to me. My daughter recently got engaged to her fiancé and announced that Katie would be the maid of honor. Katie's boyfriend is also a good friend of my future son-in-law. The problem is that Katie walks with a pretty severe limp due to a birth defect, not an underlying medical issue. I don't know why that had to be said. She has no problem wearing high heels and has already been fitted for the dress, but I still think it will look unsightly if she is in the wedding procession limping ahead of my daughter. I'm not laughing because this person has a limp. I'm laughing because I can't believe this shit.
This person's so insensitive.
They're
Jesus.
terrible. Okay, I mentioned this to my daughter and suggested that maybe Katie could take video or hand out programs while sitting so she doesn't ruin the aesthetic aspect of the wedding. My daughter is no longer speaking to me. We were never that close. But this is her big wedding and I want it to be perfect. All the other bridesmaids will look gorgeous walking down the aisle with my daughter. Is it wrong to have her friends sit out? And then there's a really great meme of Carrie Bradshaw underneath that I'll post these actually.
Okay. So get the fuck over yourself. Jesus Christ. Like what?
This is a real problem.
How is this real? This is your daughter's best friend. Who the fuck cares if she has a limp?
And she's like a daughter to her. She said she's like a daughter to me.
How? You're not that close.
Yeah, that was...
You just...
Yeah, she just wants to be told that she's right.
I guess so.
So what's your advice, Dr. Mario?
I think you get the fuck over yourself. Okay. Let your daughter do what she wants to do.
Okay.
And respect her decision. Just, who the fuck cares if this woman limps? That's a part of her life. That's not going to make you or anybody else look or think differently of the situation. Mm-hmm. This is your daughter's closest friend. Mm-hmm. Who's allegedly like a daughter to you. But apparently, since you don't have a good relationship with your daughter, you don't have a good relationship with this chick either. Because what the fuck?
She actually thought this was okay.
This isn't okay. How ableist of you to think that her inclusion is going to make anybody think less of this.
She's
you should be ashamed.
Definitely a baby boomer.
Oh yeah, you should get over yourself. If you and your daughter aren't talking, good for your daughter, because that's fucking terrible. Next question.
Mario would be the worst therapist on the planet. Oh my god! This woman is going to leave and commit suicide.
Well, okay, look.
This is how I would approach it. I would say, why is this an issue? Isn't it more important that your daughter have her closest relationship present in the wedding?
Absolutely.
Why do you have a problem with the limping? And that's how I would approach it. And I would say maybe you should sit out or hand out programs or not attend so you don't have to see the limp because it's not bothering anybody else.
No, exactly. And I will say...
No, not exactly.
No. I wouldn't, if I were a therapist, I would not do it this way. But, what the fuck?
It's crazy. It's wild.
This
is a real issue.
You know that meme where the guy, looks and he blinks? Confusedly? The blonde guy? Mm-hmm. That's my reaction to this. Exactly. So
What?
She just showed me a gif of Carrie Bradshaw being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So essentially, this is a what the fuck question. Like,
Yeah, this came from Slate.com, by the way.
So, I mean, you really need to just take several seats and allow your daughter
to go.
Or go and just hold your tongue because nobody else is going to care. Nobody else
because
is an
at the end of
asshole.
the day, this wedding is not about you in any way, shape, or form.
Despite many mothers thinking otherwise.
God. I hope Madeline never has a wedding ceremony.
Oh, I don't know if I want a wedding yet. I might. I don't know.
Marriage is overrated. Just live in sin for the rest of your life and then bring other people in when you get bored.
I mean, Brittany did say living in sin is the new thing in 3. So
yeah, she did.
I love that song.
No, me too. You ready for your next one?
I'm ready.
I feel like I'm not reading you the headline.
Okay, so this is question 2.
Yeah. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years. We were driving in the back roads for an hour and near the beginning of our journey, and he said, obviously, you need to go somewhere. These have been cut and pasted, so I'll do my best to explain it. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years. We were driving in the back roads for an hour, and near the beginning of our journey, he said he needed to piss. I asked him at least 4 or 5 times if he wanted to pull over since he was driving, and he refused. When we were almost home, with a gas station sight, he said he couldn't make it any longer and pissed in his pants.
What?
It's a very awkward ride home for the rest of the way, 10 minutes. I didn't mention it. I helped him clean it up while he showered and put on some fresh shorts. He then tried to leave my house to return to his own house after he got out of the shower. I asked why. He said it was because of him peeing himself, and it happened because I was mad at him over something he said before we left from our destination. What he said isn't relevant to the situation. Previous to us getting in the car, I told him I didn't want to talk about the issue for an hour and just wanted to cool down a bit before we discussed it, as I needed time to process things.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't overly
Fair,
chatty.
very fair.
Absolutely. I wasn't overly chatty during the car ride home, but I wasn't giving him the cold shoulder or anything. He said he just wanted to get home to discuss it, totally against his character. He is completely against confrontation, and that he really didn't want to pull over so he could get out of the car quicker. I really didn't understand his explanation, but I haven't pushed for an answer either. So this is called the guy who purposely peed his pants while driving because he was angry at his girlfriend.
So what's the question?
I think she's saying, what do I do about this? Like, how do I approach this?
I would dump.
I would dump him too.
Like, girl, what? He literally pissed his pants.
That's such a child move.
Well, like, it's one thing if it happens as an accident. If you have a medical condition, whatever. But he literally was throwing a tantrum. He was throwing a tantrum.
I don't do tantrums.
I don't... See, it's hard to say dump his ass, of course, because I don't know the context of the relationship.
No, it's not. Dump his ass. 3 syllables.
But is this a deal breaker to you?
Yeah.
Oh, it is to Coco, too.
Coco's weighing in on the situation.
She's had it happen to her before. But I don't know if it's necessary. Like, if it's literally, like, it just happened. But, like, if he's literally throwing a fit... I don't know. It's so hard to say. It's hard to say because...
Mario.
He did piss himself because he refused to pull over.
He intentionally pissed himself.
True.
Within 10 minutes of being home. And she asked him if he wanted to get out several steps of the way.
You have a dick. You can literally piss on the side of the road without issue.
I have held the bottle while Daniel has pissed into the bottle.
While driving?
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah. You don't pee on yourself because you're mad at somebody.
That's true. Unless you're into that sort of thing.
I keep getting flashes of Maddie's like best friend, and I'm so glad they're not in the same class.
Why?
Because I went on the field trip and this hot mess came up to me and she goes, I'm peeing myself, like deadpan with a strawberry hanging out of her mouth. And I looked down and she had peed herself. And I was like, excuse me, teacher? I'm not.
How old was she?
Maddie's age.
Like, recent?
The restrooms were right there. This was last year.
And so is she not allowed to hang out there anymore?
I just feel like she's kind of a hot mess.
Kind of?
Yeah.
No, I hear you. It depends. But also, I don't know the context of the relationship. If she said this has never happened before, this is unheard of, they don't
okay,
have
let's say it's never happened before.
I haven't. Then I would have a serious talk with him. Like, a serious fucking talk. Like, look, you need to grow the fuck up. That's not okay that you pissed yourself as a tantrum. And then blamed it on me.
Mario is so kind because I'm going to take that as like, that's who I'm marrying for the rest of my life. And I can't be with you anymore.
But at the same time, you can't say you haven't done something fucked up that upset somebody. Or they may have seen it as a deal breaker and then they gave you another chance.
No.
I really don't know. Like, I would...
Mario.
What
if we were in the car together?
They've been together for 3 years.
We're good friends at this point.
Have you had other situations with this kind of buffoonery before? Like, is this the first time he's ever done anything like this ever? Is there an underlying issue that he's not talking to you about, and this is how it's manifesting? Like, I need more context. Okay. I need to know why. Because
I guess Daniel and I had a rocky relationship to start with, so I guess it's true, but he never pissed himself.
Yes, but I'm just saying, what if something else happened?
I feel like it's so extreme.
What if he had a kidney infection?
I feel like it's so extreme. I feel like I'm mad at you, so I'm going to pee myself in the car because you won't talk to me. Like, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the context of, did he have maybe he had a kidney infection or... Yeah.
But did he do it because he didn't want to talk to her, or did he genuinely just like, I need to get home, I need to get home, I need to get out of the situation, I don't want to be around you right now, so I'm just going to keep driving.
He wanted to get home so they could talk about it.
That's what he told her.
He was trying to, but that's what it is. I'm not going to decode people. If you tell me...
See, I'm a decoder.
Why?
I want to understand that.
No.
I need to know the layers.
This is what he said. He said, I wanted to get home and hurry up. He wanted to hurry up her processing time.
Yeah.
And then peed at himself. And then she still got out the car and helped him cleaned up, and he just left.
Yeah. Not dumb, probably, but...
Yeah.
I just need to know the concept.
People are who they are, and they show it to you real early. Pay attention.
This is 3 years into a relationship.
3 years into a relationship and he does that? Absolutely not. That's even more of a deal breaker.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah. Okay, which one did you say? Yeah. Okay, so now...
But, like, what if she's into pee? Like, what if that's her kink and he was trying to just make her
But they
happy?
were in an argument.
So...
No. We're talking about this specific situation. Like, if it's a sex fetish, great, wonderful. Mm-hmm. Pee on me, yes. Angry sex, slap me around, sure. But, like... You're mad at me in the car, so you're going to pee on yourself to hurry up my processing time and then get away from me as fast as you possibly can?
Yeah.
You're a child.
But at that point, to get away, was he just embarrassed?
No. If we're in a relationship, you communicate. Embarrassed or not, be like, you know what, I'm really embarrassed. Can we talk tomorrow? He tried to make it seem like it was her fault. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What happened, Mario? Is this you? Did they write about you? Is that why you're defending him?
No, not
Did
at
you
all.
pee when you were dating girls in the car and you got mad?
No. I dated 2 girls, okay? Well, actually, take it back. I dated 3.
Really?
Yeah. 8th grade, I dated a girl because I heard her brother had a big dick and I wanted to see it.
Oh, respect. Oh, my God.
Then, freshman year, I dated a girl because she was a junior and she could go to prom and I wanted to go to prom my freshman year because I thought it'd be cool.
You are such a manipulative user and I am here for it.
She didn't go, so I just stopped talking to her.
Oh, my God, I'm so
We didn't even break up
right now.
And then...
See, he tells me he's Ravenclaw, but homeboy is like half Slytherin.
How? That's
a
not
little...
Slytherin.
That's sneaky to get what you want. That's sneaky to put things in your face. I respect it. It's not a criticism.
Well, no,
I'm half Slytherin.
But, like, Slytherin is... It is self-serving, but Ravenclaw and Slytherin are very similar in the way that Hufflepuff and they have overlapping qualities.
Of course.
Just because you're manipulative doesn't mean you are a Slytherin.
You got with a girl. So
I didn't get with her. I dated her.
You dated her because her brother had a big dick.
And I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
It wasn't.
I'm here for it.
But we did win 3 Doors Down concerts and that was my first concert. We won tickets.
Who loves a messy bitch? I do.
The third girl I dated.
At this point, you knew that you were gay and you were just going along with it.
Well,
why did you date the third girl?
Because she liked me and I didn't have the heart to tell her I was gay. And so I just went along with it. And then she ended up dumping me for a girl. So I was like, it worked out.
It was
I'm happy.
great. No one's
And then
upset.
they broke up. And now she married a gay guy.
Oh, really?
I'm convinced he's gay. I think have I told you this story?
Yeah, I think so.
And we cruised each other in Michael's. And then we ran into each other and she introduced me as her husband.
Oh my God, I love it. Hopefully they have an open marriage and she's getting it licked on the side and he's getting it blown on the side.
I have no clue.
That's the kind of shit that I fucking love
she's
about
a fruit
today
fly.
as well. Anyway, you like the name of our episode?
Oh yeah, it was cute.
Okay.
I loved it.
Okay. Here's one. Again, I'm not reading the title because it gives it away.
Oh God.
Fiance. Okay. No. I'm not going to do that. Okay. So.
Dump him. No.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I have recently become engaged to my longtime boyfriend. Whenever the topic of children came up, he would insist he only wanted girls because his siblings were all brothers, so another male in the family would be boring. Last week, however, he forwarded me an email from his brother, also his best man, with some information I needed for wedding planning, but the email was part of a much larger running conversation. I was mortified when I read his real reason for not wanting a son, that my Asian genes would mean his son would have a small package. My brother was bullied by jocks using these idiotic stereotypes in high school, so I was incredibly angered, but I haven't said anything about what I read yet. He's begun asking why I'm so distant lately, but I have no idea how to confront him. Please help.
Oh, God. You need to reassess this relationship.
Dump his ass.
You need to reassess this relationship.
This was going to be called Dump His Ass.
Oh, my God. Thank you, Max from Stranger Things.
Dump him. I dump your ass.
But, like, you can dump him, but... So, you're at a point in this relationship where you are wanting to spend the rest of your life with. You can either educate them on why that's fucking racist and why he needs to reassess his views and learn some fucking...
I smell a lot of toxic masculinity because him and his brother are talking about it.
But, like, at the same time, if you're white, how big is your dick? Well, is he white? Do they say he's white?
I don't know.
Because on average, the white penis is like 5.5 inches, girl. So, like,
yeah, I've
what's
only
the difference?
ever had one.
And I've seen
plenty
plenty of Asian dicks that are big. So, like...
I was very shocked when you told me that.
What? Really?
Because they're tiny guys. It's nothing to do with being Asian. I just feel like smaller guys have smaller dicks.
See, I find, like, the smaller and skinnier you are, the bigger your dick is. I don't know. Like, from porn. And also guys who have sent me dick pics. Very thin guys have bigger penis. Or it looks bigger because they're thinner. But usually they're like...
I dated, like, a short, kind of stocky guy. I didn't really date him. We were fucking. But it was huge.
Yeah.
And he was, like, short... stocky.
Well, shorter guys.
But he was not thin.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be thin. But
I don't know. I've heard that the nose is the contender, but, like, Daniel doesn't have a big nose, so I don't agree with it.
Is this a conversation you want to have on the podcast?
I mean, it's fine. Daniel's very pleasing, so I'll just leave it at that. It's fine.
Congratulations, girl.
Both of my children were accidents. That's how pleasing it is.
But
I just, like, we live in an age where there's absolutely no excuse for, like, stereotypes and racism anymore.
Absolutely. And if this is somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, I don't say dump him outright. Like, give him a chance to change, educate him. Because some people, like, have different backgrounds and are raised with certain things.
But, okay, I would say if he, like, just came to her and was like, you know what, I am worried about this. Like, this is something I'm really worried about. But he lied to her. Mm-hmm. Tried to control the outcome of the gender of their children.
You can't control the outcome.
Exactly, but he tried.
How?
And it's a running... Because I only want girls.
But that's not controlling. You have no say.
It's fine. My issue is that he's been talking about it with his brother.
But who the hell else would you talk about it with? If it's your closest person, your best man, of course you're going to talk about these embarrassing things.
You shouldn't have this conversation at all.
Why not?
Because it's a stereotype.
It is a stereotype, but at the same time...
He's uneducated, and so is his family. So
they are uneducated.
So it's an educated family.
This is an opportunity to educate, especially if this is somebody you love or you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Guess what? You can educate and dump at the same time.
But do you have to dump them? Is this a deal breaker? I understand
for me, it would.
It's uncomfortable. It's totally uncomfortable for that idea. There's no denying that. But also, one, why are you so fixated on the size of your son's penis?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's strange. But
Daniel did once tell me, walking through Kmart, he said, I hope our children have my skin color. That's not it. He said, our kids will be sexy, but I hope they have my skin color. That's what he said. And I just laughed.
That's so funny.
He likes darkness.
Your son's darker than your daughter, right?
No, my daughter's darker than my son. My son is like a pasty white. He's paler than me.
He has color to him, though.
Now he's been in the pool every day this past summer.
Okay.
He gets this beautiful golden brown, but that's the most tan he'll ever get. But
he's like your color.
Yeah. No. He's lighter than me. He's a pasty white.
I'm a very fair-skinned Latino, too.
Yeah. But, like, you have yellow undertones like I do. Danny has, like, pink undertones. It's weird.
Do I have yellow undertones?
Yeah, you're yellow.
I thought I was...
No,
I'm neutral.
You don't look... What color are your veins?
I don't know. I can't see.
Mine are green. What are yours?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
Blue.
yours look a little bit blue. So, yeah, you're more neutral. You don't look neutral.
Well, it's because my cheeks are very red.
No, I'm not looking at your cheeks.
Oh. I don't know. I'm a weird skin color.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to look at... Oh, okay. Sorry.
If you want to know my skin color, get the LA Girls Concealer in Classic Ivory. That's my exact skin tone.
Jeffree Star. That was my Slytherin.
I hate you.
Okay.
Look, bitch.
What time is it? You want to do, like, 2 more?
Sure.
Okay. Have we decided what we would do with Tiny Asian Man?
I would talk to him.
Okay.
I would confront him on it. I would say, look, you sent me this whole email chain. Like, I don't know. Are you fucking around? Are you being stupid? Or are you serious about this? But also, if you are, we need to have a conversation. We need to go on the internet and look at some Asian dicks. Because guess what, honey? There's a whole Reddit dedicated just to Asian dicks. And they are of all shapes and sizes. And hardly any of them are tiny. But of course, these are guys showing off. So of course, they're the ones who are more confident in their penises. But still, it shows that Asian guys can have big penises.
I say educate him. Like, I'm trying not to be like a dump his ass because I am a cut it off kind of person. Educate him. His response to the education will tell you everything you need to know. If he is like, oh, baby, I'm sorry, we were just being stupid. Yeah. I don't really think this. I promise you, I really do think it. Or like, you know what, I really do think it. And then you could be like, here's facts. Let's look at Asian porn together. Let me call my brother over. Show him your dick. No. Right, exactly. And that gets into some weird other questions that need to be answered. Porn by Mario and Jessica. Oh, God. I don't know if we want to explore that porn. All right, I like this one. This is kind of sad, though. Oh. I got home from work last night, and my husband had a suitcase with him. He flat out told me not to fight this. He is done with the marriage. He told me it's nothing to do with me. This part is disgusting. But he said he never wanted a child with any type of disability. Our children are perfectly healthy. The only real issue we have is my son's asthma. Nothing else. You never know when he's playing with his friends or when you see him in the mall with me. He told me the asthma is too much for him to mentally deal with and he is leaving me. He left with his suitcase. He recently told me I can have sole custody of our son, but he wants visitation with our daughter. What the fuck? So what's the question? How does she handle it? Like, what should she do? You need to go to court and get full custody and no visitation. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I feel like asthma? Yeah. Asthma? Yeah, there's something else going on. He's cheating on you. He's cheating on you, girl. This is an excuse. I dump his ass. He found out the son's gay. He wants something to do with it. Something. That makes sense. Something, but he's using asthma as an excuse. There's something on here that's a deal breaker that is not the fucking asthma. You need to get to the bottom of it. But regardless, dump his ass, go through with the divorce, but also get full custody and go no visitation. Out and ride a really big dick tonight because that's like you need to get your groove back. That's terrible. That's Jessica's advice for everything, though. It is. How long have you been with this person? That's what I want to know. Right? You fell and scraped your knee. You need to go ride a big dick, honey. It'll be okay. Yeah, it's fine as long as you don't do doggy style. That's how I blow off steam, so. Work. Okay. Damn, though, that's harsh. What? Like, what is wrong with the son? Like, what the fuck? He has asthma. I know, but is he just stupid or something? Like, is there something else that's making him ashamed of him? No, I think the guy really just didn't want to be in the marriage anymore. And he probably didn't want a disability when he probably sees asthma as a disability. There are people like that. That's heinous. That's like that's some Aryan race bullshit. Yeah, that's what it is. I was recently introduced to someone who just moved here. Her son has autism. Basically the same diagnosis as Danny. Kind of the same, like, way we went about getting him diagnosed, everything. And a friend of mine asked me to reach out to her, so I did. And her husband left her because the son had he couldn't deal with it. Now, they had been dealing with all the autism side effects up until he was diagnosed, and at that point, he had an official diagnosis, and her husband walked out on her. Mm-hmm. The diagnosis is what drove him away. He could deal with it up until then. Yeah, it happens. No, Danny's high functioning. Yeah, and what I'm saying. Really know. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I'm not saying that makes sense versus asthma because like living with somebody with autism or like a severe disability is challenging, but at the same time. But there are people who think that like kids should be healthy and something like asthma is like a weakness. Sounds like toxic masculinity to me. Yeah, like I sired a child that was imperfect. Yes. So I'm imperfect. There are people like that in this world. Yeah, it's bullshit. That's fucked up. Like that. That's fucked up. My mom still won't acknowledge Danny's autism. I told her the other day, I was like, you need to start reading because you do not understand. Yeah. Okay, here's my last one. It's kind of one. I like it, though. I've been working an office job for the past 5 months, and things have gone relatively smoothly. I'm not an outstanding employee, but I've never into any trouble. Over the past few weeks, I've been coming into some conflict with a female colleague who I always found to be extremely annoying and distracting to me. I tried to politely tell her that I found her behavior to be obnoxious and give her some nice advice, but this seemed to anger her and things got worse. I eventually got fed up with it and told her privately in the break room to get over her issue or go fuck herself.
Work!
Mind you, her poor attitude toward me had been going on for about 2 weeks now, and it was really getting to me. These were the exact words I used to her, which I remember very specifically. Things got worse between us. After that, I made a decision. I made the admittedly not so well thought out decision to start posting some rude things to her Facebook profile. I made a couple, but there were 2 comments in the specific that landed me in the most hot water, which I will be as specific as possible with because I feel like it's relevant. I made a comment on one of her posts which referred to her as a cunt. And another comment on a family photograph where some impolite comments about the appearance of one of her children.
Oh.
You don't need to tell me that I shouldn't have done this. I'm well aware, but things had been heated for a while, so I don't feel like it was completely unreasonable. A couple of days later, my boss informs me that he is firing me for the comments I made, referencing the 2 mentioned in the specific list above. He did not listen when I tried to explain that she was antagonizing me as well, and that other things had been said by her offline and in the office, but he insisted I was in violation of the company's policy. However, while it may have been harsh, I was expressing my opinion, and I'm allowed to do this under the First Amendment. I believe I was wrongfully terminated, and if possible, I'd like to pursue a case against my former employer. What do you think?
What state do you live in? That's my first question, because there's some states you are allowed to get fired for any reason. They don't have to give you a reason.
Let's assume it's not Georgia. Let's assume it's New York.
They had every right to fire you because there are company policies, especially social media clauses.
If your company has a social media clause, absolutely.
You have to abide by their rules. You cannot misrepresent the company because you are the face of them online.
That's right.
So they had every right to fire you for calling somebody a cunt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry that...
And how ugly her children were. I know, I hear you, but you're not supposed to say that.
Well, exactly. I've never posted about it. I've said it, but I've never posted about it online.
Too. I've seen some real uggos.
Exactly. And so...
I had a friend once scream at a mutual friend's child, like, walking towards her because she didn't realize what the kid looked like in person. And it was at a birthday party. And she went, "Oh, I'm so happy to see you." It was this scary-looking kid. I'll show you a picture of him.
Oh, my God. I need to see
She's, like,
this.
my favorite person on the planet, too. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But... That's terrible. But anyway,
Here's my thing, though, and Mario can back me up on this. I do not believe that I do not think there's any room for confrontation at work.
Yeah.
You're at work. If someone is really affecting you and bothering you, you need to talk to your supervisor or HR.
Or HR, and get HR involved because you need to wipe your hands of the situation, but also don't be stupid enough to fucking post about it online. Yes, you have the First Amendment right to say what you want or whatever, but the First Amendment does not protect you from getting fired.
Right.
You have to deal with the consequences of your words.
Right.
If that means persecution from society for doing something shitty like calling somebody's kid ugly publicly.
So let's talk about that really quickly because I feel like that should be addressed. The First Amendment does protect you. You can say and do whatever you want. That's your right as an American citizen.
Anybody.
Given that it doesn't hurt anybody.
Or incite a riot.
But,
or something.
However, that right does not make you immune to consequences.
Exactly.
So I feel like people say that, but I'm like, do you really know what you're saying? Because just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Or just because you can doesn't mean you don't have to deal with the backlash of what you said.
Exactly.
Because doing something like that unprofessionally, regardless of what was said to you in person or what have you, you have receipts. You have physical evidence of your confrontation, and you look bad. She doesn't. So they have no proof of her saying other thing. Oh.
It's terrible, right? It's tragic. Sorry, I'm showing him the picture, but I'm not going to post it.
Oh, no.
He's such an ugly kid.
You know who's really... We'll cut this.
And you know what's crazy is I don't find either one of them to be attractive. Like her or her husband, but they both swear. I mean, there's someone for everyone. That's all I'm saying.
I guess.
Because, like, look at her face.
She's not bad. She just, I think if she didn't have as much dark eyeliner on, she wouldn't look as much as like she's wearing a mask. Yeah.
I think he's one of the most unattractive people I've ever seen in my life. His face is completely unpleasing to me.
He's not cute.
At all. And she's not either. Like,
She's not awful.
in person. There's a filter on this.
Mate, shit.
I once had to sit across from her. I actually think she looks better without makeup. Like, look.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They just have weird looking kids. They've had two. Look.
I think the younger one's uglier, though.
You think what?
The younger one is uglier.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. I didn't think it could get any uglier. The one I showed you was the oldest one. That's him now. The picture I showed you is the age that he walked towards my friend, and my friend went, ah! It was so funny. It was amazing.
Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to find... We'll cut this, too, but there's, like, this Instagram... What is his name? No, that's not his name. He was on Lindsay Lohan's Beach House, but he has a side thing where he's like a model. And so they take his model photos, and then his nephew reenacts them, and his nephew's like a toddler. And his nephew is the ugliest baby I have ever seen
Send me pictures
in
later.
my life. Oh my god, what is his name?
Anyway, we gotta go back to this.
Okay, what was the question?
Getting fired.
Okay, now, so with getting fired, they had every right to fire you, girl. Like, this is definitely in violation of your company policy. And if you had a social media clause, like, you made the company look bad by calling somebody a cunt, saying that you work for them.
Don't most companies offer, like, a no retaliation reporting type of thing now?
I don't know. Some do. But not all. So, I mean, I really can't say. I just think you did something stupid and you have to deal with...
You reacted emotionally when you should have controlled your emotions and fought back in a sneaky way, like reporting her to HR.
Exactly. I would have gotten HR involved, called it a day, and there's really nothing else you should have done.
So there's nothing more childish than attacking somebody online.
Definitely. I agree. I think it's very cowardly. Like, I mean, not cowardly in the sense... Not all in all instances.
I think it's cowardly.
Well, you've attacked people online too, girl. But
who have I attacked online?
That lady on Facebook where you got in an argument about the thing.
She came at me.
Work. But
I did not.
I think social media confrontation is stupid. Like, I get you.
That's
you
why
don't know.
I stay off of it, though, because I do get incensed.
But also, like, you have no other way of contacting this person. Like, this is somebody you know in person. Like, you need to deal with it face to face.
Also, we didn't have an adult conversation. She chose to make it... Like, here's my thing. If you're going to start it, I'm going to finish it. And I don't care what it looks like. But, like, I would never go out of my way... Like, I think these girls' kids are ugly. But, like, I'm like, oh, happy family. Like, I'd never go in there and I'm like, your kids look like they were hit with the ugly stick. Like, that's not who I am.
But it's true.
It's true.
Oh my God.
All right, do you want one more?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, here's a good one, because this is, you live for this.
Do I?
Mm-hmm. You're going to live for this one. I've been an expat since graduating, and I have been moving a lot. More than a decade ago, when I was still young, I was in a relationship with a woman, Sylvia, in a country where we both lived. Sylvia wanted to settle down, but I was not ready to commit so young. We clearly had different expectations in the relationship. I didn't know what to do, and, well, I ghosted her.
Oh.
Over Christmas break, while she was visiting her family, I simply moved out and left the country. I
What?
took advantage of the fact that I had accepted a job in another country and did not tell her about it. I simply wanted to avoid being tangled in a breakup drama. Sylvia was rather emotional and became obsessed with the relationship, tracking me down and even causing various scenes with my parents and friends. Anyhow, fast forward to now. I now work as a math teacher in an international school. I've been in another relationship since, so Sylvia's sort of forgotten history, sadly, till now. This week, I learned that our fantastic school director suddenly resigned due to a serious family situation and had to move back home to her home country over the summer. The school had to replace her. We are getting a new director. I read the bio of the new boss and Googled her and was shocked to discover it is Sylvia.
Oh.
We have not been in touch and do not have any mutual friends anymore. I'm not a big fan of social media, and I had no idea what she'd been up to since the unpleasant situation a long time ago. Should I quit my job, or should I try to make it work?
Quit.
I would.
Like,
you ghosted her.
You did something fucking
boss.
terrible.
Yeah.
And this is not going to...
I'm trying to think if there's anybody that if they got hired, would I quit? No. But I think a lot of people would quit if You know what he looks like?
Yes?
Dustin.
Who?
From Stranger Things.
No.
A little bit. The eyes.
The eyes, but I mean, a lot of people have those eyes.
Nah, he looks like Dustin.
This is an ugly-ass baby.
He's not that cute, though, either.
I think he's gorgeous.
No.
I love...
To each his own. Sorry, we're looking at men now and judging the men.
I think this baby is hideous.
Yeah.
I think it's because his nose is, like, between his eyes.
That's why I find her kids hideous.
But it looks like a Mr. Potato Head with that one kid. It looks like somebody just...
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. No, I think he's gorgeous.
I think you should quit your job. And go to another international school. No, the gentleman asking for
I'm so sorry. Okay,
we can't keep looking at ugly children and making fun of them. That's bad karma. Back to the topic at hand.
Okay, so we can cut that. So I don't want to get fired. We heard you talking about kids. We heard you talking shit about kids.
It's our First Amendment right, but we need our jobs.
Exactly. Now,
we'll censor ourselves, damn it.
I don't want to get fired, exactly.
No, I think you should leave it in. It's hilarious. Because we're total bitches. Anyway, I think you have one or two choices. You can either talk to her on the first day, see how it goes. Not let's talk about it. Just, see how the interaction goes. And if the interaction seems okay, then stay. Maybe we're all grown up and we're all over it.
I think you're a shitty person who's a coward.
Mario just wants you to die.
And I don't think you should die. I just think you should suffer. So stay.
That was the bitchiest face you've ever made. He turned his head slightly to the left and said, "So stay, bitch." Come into my staff meeting.
I'm personally invested. How the fuck... Derek, I don't know. I don't know your relationship.
Ghosted, left the fucking country.
You jilted this bitch. How? That's fucked up. You did a terrible thing.
I hope she walks in first day with heels on, fucking tight ass.
Has a freakum dress.
Oh my god. Looks
revenge body.
Drops it low to pick up a pencil just in front of you and turns around and says, "You're fired. You're not dependable." That would be amazing.
That's awful. You did a terrible thing. You need to get a new job. Because...
You should be working with children.
That's true. Kids need reliable people.
Really immature.
That's awful.
It was 10 years later, so maybe he did mature some.
Maybe he did, but...
I did some pretty messed up things in my early 20s.
It's fucked up. But
it's totally fucked up.
I will say...
Forever.
But they were living together.
Yeah.
They were in a committed relationship living together, and you just disappeared.
We think that you should stay, and it'll be good karma for you.
I don't think that's why you should stay. I think you need to deal with this.
You can't be followed by all the mistakes of your youth.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's a huge ass fucking terrible, awful thing.
It is, but he may feel terrible and
I don't think he does.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't sound like he cared at all.
If he felt terrible, then I'd probably be a little bit more inclined.
But he doesn't. He just thinks,
this is inconvenient. No big deal. We haven't been in contact.
See, I thought this was a pair of lesbians. I'm sorry. I misheard you.
No, it was a dude. It was a dude and a girl.
I didn't misheard. I'm sorry.
Oh.
But still, I still think it's fucked up what he did.
Well, it's messed up. Doesn't matter what gender you are. Ghosting anyone by moving out of the country is
after living with them.
Yeah,
you have to live with somebody. You have to be on a certain level within your relationship.
It's just as skeevy as the guy that wanted a divorce because their kid had asthma.
It's fucked up.
Yeah,
it's fucked up and it's terrible. And
so stay and let her give you a hard time. She deserves it.
Yeah,
she deserves it.
Or maybe she'll forgive you. I'd say, you know what, leaving me was the best thing that happened because then I met the love of my life and now I'm happy.
I hope she has an open relationship with two really hot dudes.
Or I just hope she has whatever she wants to have. Whatever makes her happy, she has.
I hope her husband's dick is so big that it can't fit most nights.
Do you want that though? Then you're not going to have good sex constantly.
You are. She just has to be in control.
I don't know, maybe.
I hope her husband has a bigger dick than you. Is that better?
She wants it so big her cervix gets tilted.
That happened once to a rapper.
But he tilted a bitch's cervix?
Yeah.
I've had a friend who slept with a guy. It was so big, she could feel it hitting against her cervix, so she had to stop. Yeah. And I was like, I felt good that while it lasted.
Oh no, that feels like all kinds of pressure.
Well, no, it was up there and then it hit and she's like, oh, we had to stop. Because at first it was good because it was thick.
Yeah, and then because when they're big, sometimes they get overexcited and they're not always nice.
They can rip a vagina. They can rip
they really can. Poor kitty cats.
That's how people bleed.
I'm not. I don't do that.
Do what?
Nothing goes in my booty hole.
Oh.
When I was younger, fine, but I'm an older, respectable woman now.
You just remind me of the most popular girls in school. Did you ever see that?
No.
Really?
Yeah? It's called The Most Popular Girls in School?
It's a YouTube show. Where,
no, I definitely haven't seen it.
It's the most vulgar thing ever, but it's Barbie dolls. And, they say awful things to each other. And, it's there's a whole story.
What is it called?
The Most Popular Girls in School.
Oh, my God.
So, there's this son. They get into this fight, and it's, episode 11. It's my favorite.
I'm so watching it.
And one girl's,
oh, my God.
They're, going back and forth, sniping at each other. And she's like, so how are you and your cockeyed nipples? And she's like, oh, good, we're looking both ways. I heard you farted in biology class, and it smelled like your dad's dick.
I've already subscribed.
And then there's, this French character, and she'll say, she's from Canada, but she's pretends to be from France, but it turns out she's from Montreal.
Oh, my God, how many episodes are there?
40, I don't know.
No. Oh, just for The Most Popular Girl in School.
The Most Popular Girls in School.
Okay. There's a lot going on. Okay, I like it.
And there's
I'm gonna
one.
Watch it.
It's stupid. It's fucking stupid, but it's so bad.
Great,
it's good.
It smells like your dad's dick.
I heard you farted in biology class, and it smelled like your dad's dick.
Good job.
They're good. It's good ass insults. I was just like, ooh.
Ooh, we gotta wrap this up.
Oh shit.
It's 5:41.
Oh my God. All right. So yeah. Go watch The Most Popular Girls in School. It's super not.
We tried to have
amazing.
short episode and it just didn't work.
I mean, I feel like it's still going to be shorter.
Yeah. We hope you liked it. I really like the advice column.
It's fun. It's really fun. We need to find more crazy. Well, do we need to continue to do crazy ones, or should we do real ones?
No, we're going to mix it up. I just wanted our first one to be hysterical.
Oh my God!
It was so funny.
Yeah. No. And for real ones, I will not. I will be less emotional. Not emotional. I'll be less blunt.
No, I like it. You'd be the perfect therapist for me, because I'd be like, yep, he's right. Mm-hmm. I would prefer that. I'm going to ask that people send me pictures of ugly kids now.
Oh my God, stop.
I'll post a picture of my daughter. She was not a cute baby. She was weird looking. She wasn't ugly. She was just strange. Her proportions.
Don't let her hear this. You'll hurt.
I told her. Did I tell you what Daniel did?
Do you do this to try to bring her down a peg?
A little bit. But also, Daniel started making fun of her. He calls her big head. And she used to get, upset, but now she jokes about it herself. And he was like, kids are going to make fun of her big head. She needs to get used to it now, not get insulted by it.
Isn't big head a term of endearment that people use when they want to hook up?
I've never heard this
I'm
before.
pretty sure. They'll say, hey, what's up, big head?
No.
Yeah, oh my God. I need to make
Today at lunch, Madeline goes, I ate one of Madeline's fries. And she goes, I'm using my big head to block you. You can't have any more of my fries.
Oh.
So she knows and she's good. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Roxy, I'm sure you're listening while you're training for your marathon. I hope you beat your personal time today. And I love you and I can't wait to see you in September.
Good luck. Oh, she's coming in September?
No, that's me making her feel bad for not coming in September because she's choosing to go home instead of come here. She claims it's because she has to start writing a paper for school, but she could clearly write it here.
And she could come on the show.
I know. Mario said you can come on the show.
Well, I told you she'd come on the show episode 1.
Hush, I got this. Shh, sit back. Mario said you're coming on the show, so we have to see you in September.
Fingers crossed. I really want to meet you.
No, that's really great. I'm about to text her now. I love you so much, Roxy. I just want to see you. I understand school's important. Mm.
But anyway, we look forward to hearing from you, Roxy. If you'd like, please review us, like us, rate us on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, anything else you could review us on. Share us with your friends. Follow us on Instagram. I am very passionate podcast. Isn't it? Passionate pod. What is it on Instagram? Shit, I don't even know our socials anymore.
No.
We've been gone a week and I've forgotten everything.
No. Hold on. Twitter is passionate pod.
Oh, it's I'm very passionate is our Instagram.
Twitter's passionate pod.
And email us if you have any. Want to give or want us to give you any advice?
Just email us, period. I love reading emails from other people.
So it's I'm very passionate podcast at gmail.com.
And don't forget to rate us. I'll include some links to rate us, like us, download us, make us awesome. We're not everybody's cup of tea, but
we're ours.
No, we're good.
I'm feeling it.
I think we're great.
Oh, I got some really good tea from Savannah. I'm really excited to try it. I can bring it to work, but it's the kind that you have to put in its own little thing to steep.
Oh, perfect. Those are my favorite.
Do you have one of those?
No, but I'll make one.
How?
I'll find some way to put it in a strained type thing. No big deal.
Well, I'll bring my manatee, and you can... I have a manatee that has little holes in it that you put stuff in, and you just let it sit.
Manatee is different from the animal manatee.
No, it's a manatee. It is the animal of a manatee, but you put T in it. So it's, instead of M-A-N-A-T-E...
What I'm saying is, like, he's not encouraging bringing a manatee to work that's, like, alive and steeping tea. I just thought it was funny.
It'd be cute.
It's fine, it didn't land.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
I just thought...
You have your standards, and
no,
I respect
it wasn't
them.
that it wasn't a joke. I thought you just genuinely didn't understand what I was saying.
No, I genuinely did.
Have you seen them? They're really cute.
No. Like manatees, or what you have?
What I have.
I haven't seen what you have.
Okay.
But I have seen manatees.
But anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye,
Thank you for
guys.
listening.
Bye.
Bye.